with our esteemed speakers and the speaker delegates who have joined, and with our chief guest, Dr. Roger Lachman, as our chief guest. He is the Consulate General of Georgia, who is the chairman of Global Leaders Forum and chairman of Guardian newspaper and shepherd at Values 20, and who is the advocate of anti-corruption and ethical governance, who is a chartered director as well. Thank you, sir. It's a greatest pleasure having you with us amidst us today, and it's a great honor of you joining us on this platform. Dr. Roger is a seasoned professional with expertise that transcends international boundaries and have gained extensive knowledge and experience in interrelations, commercial law, corporate governance, compliance, anti-corruption, ethics, and integrity. He has conferred the honorary doctorate in international law of Kesmons International University, USA. Thank you, sir. And also, he is appointed by the Ministry of Affairs of Georgia as Honorary Consulate General of Johannesburg, and this underscores his commitment to fostering international relations and upholding diplomatic standards. So on that note, that's the reason we have Mr. Roger amidst us today as our chief guest. Thank you, sir. With your permission, we'll go into the session.
Distinguished delegates, esteemed colleagues, community partners and friends, it is indeed my honor to join you virtually from South Africa as a chief guest at the significant convening of the Educate Global G20 International One Planet Cabinet 2025. I extend my sincere appreciation to the organizers, and especially to Dr. Srividhya and our respected partners in Dubai for curating a timely and meaningful discussion on entrepreneurship and MSMEs. Across the globe, micro, small and medium enterprises are vital engines of economic progress. They create employment, stimulate innovation, promote resilience, and uphold communities. Indeed, they're the lifeblood of inclusive and sustainable development. The vision guiding today's forum to strengthen entrepreneurship and build globally competitive, digitally capable, and socially we must strengthen the MSME ecosystem through targeted policies, access to finance, capacity building, and the removal of systemic barriers that limit growth and scalability. Second, investment must be purpose-driven and inclusive, directed toward not only economic outcomes, but social impact and sustainability. Impact capital and public-private partnerships have a pivotal role to play. Thirdly, we must foster a policy environment grounded in transparency and collaboration, one that enables entrepreneurs to flourish, compete, and contribute meaningfully to society. Fourth, inclusivity must be central to our efforts. We must empower youth, women, and marginalized communities through accessible entrepreneurial pathways that promote dignity, independence, and innovation. Digital transformation must be embraced as the fifth tool and a foundational enabler of MSME success. Whether through e-commerce, fintech, or remote work platforms, technology must be a tool for empowerment and scale. Finally, we must recognize that entrepreneurship must be ethical. It must serve not only shareholders, but stakeholders, our societies, our environments, and our future generations. In this context, I'm pleased to share a brief note about the Global Leaders Forum 2025, which I have the privilege to share. This high-level international platform will convene leaders from across the globe proud to preside over in 2025. This platform provides an opportunity to engage on issues of ethical governance, sustainability, innovation, and inclusive leadership. I warmly invite each of you to consider participating in the GLF 2025. Your expertise, experience, and perspective would be invaluable to this collective effort to reimagine leadership in a complex world. Let today's discussions inspire purposeful action and long-term collaboration. May we continue to build ecosystems that value integrity, support innovation, and drive prosperity for all. I thank you for the opportunity to be your chief guest and wish you and this forum every success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a greatest honor and privilege of having you amidst us today. Your august presence has really inspired each one of our speakers and each one of the audience, each one of the participants who have joined us on this forum. Thank you so much. Thanking you once again, and definitely will take the lead as your guidance. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the
Thank you, Dr. Srividhya.
Thank you. So on that note, we would like to throw a little light upon Educate Global. Educate Global has been talking about sustainable developmental goals. As we all know, these are global goals, which were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2030, by all the people to enjoy peace and prosperity. The 17 SDGs are integrated. They recognize the action in one area that will affect the outcomes in others. That's why we call them as integrated and interrelated one. That development must balance both social, economic, and environmental sustainability. So the countries are committed to prioritize progress for those who are farthest behind. And the SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls as well. So as Sir was mentioning, taking little inspiration from his words and guidance, the creativity, know-how, the technology, and the financial resources from all of our society is necessary to achieve the SDGs in every context. That's why we say that SDGs are a collection of ambitious and interrelated targets that aim to tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges, including poverty, inequality, climate change, and environmental degradation. So they're designed to be universal, meaning that they apply to all countries and all people, regardless of the level of development. On that note, we have come up with the vision of the 5 P's of sustainable development as our vision, that is people, prosperity, peace, partnership, and the planet, where we have completed the talks of the planet with all the 5 sessions that were over, and we are now into the phase of prosperity, where last week we were discussing about digitalization, and this week we have gathered here to discuss about the entrepreneurship and MSMEs, which are going to be addressed with the pointers of deliberations as development of micro, small, and medium scale industries, which will be addressed by Dr. Anupam Mehrotra. Thank you, sir. Welcome, warm welcome to you. Attract investment to uplift industrial and social economy will be addressed by Dr. Anurag Agnihotri. Create an industry-friendly atmosphere and suitable policies for development will be addressed by Dr. Delton Ribeiro from Brazil. Creation of conducive atmosphere for industries to enable them to compete at the national and international levels will be addressed by Dr. Shima, and creation of job opportunities for self-employment schemes will be addressed by Ms. Monica and Dr. Vasanthi Williams. Thank you, ma'am. Creation of basic infrastructure for industrial development with digital competence is open to the floor. Revival of sick and closed industrial units is again open to the floor. Industrialization is the key to the growth of the global economy will be addressed by Dr. Elena Boswick, Ms. Vidula, and Mr. Santosh. Thank you so much. So on that note, we extend a warm welcome to all our eminent speakers who have joined us on this forum today. Thank you. Thank you, speakers. Thank you so much. Thanks for your august time and your presence amidst us today. On that note, may I introduce the moderators for today? Dr. Anjum Qureshi, welcome, ma'am. Please introduce yourself. Dr. Anjum Qureshi will be joined with Dr. Professor Charles. Dr. Professor Charles, warm welcome to you, sir. His Excellency, Professor Charles. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure meeting us.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for joining us as one of the moderator. Thank you, Dr. Anjum Qureshi, for joining us as the moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who will be joined by Dr. Mamta Chawla as well as one of the moderator. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So with that, I think we can go ahead with the session. And today's host is going to be again Dr. Mamta. Dr. Mamta, please kindly introduce yourself and you can start welcoming the speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So good evening, good afternoon as per the timing. Greetings for the day, and I am delighted to be part of G20, and special thanks to Dr. Srividhya. Always she brings me to this platform. It was little unplanned. Let me introduce myself. I'm working as an associate professor with Amity University Noida campus, and SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, is something on my part that how I can contribute and really enjoy the topics. And here I'm welcoming all the guests and thankful for them that they could devote some time and we can hold discussion how in our limited capacity we can utilize, and given the topic about MSMEs, how we can contribute and how we can deliberate upon the action plan. With this, I would like to welcome each one of you and thankful for being on this platform. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Mamta. So we'll invite Mr. Vivek Kumar as a first speaker for the point number 1. Thank you.
So may I introduce?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me welcome Dr. Vivek. Just a second.
Will I help you, Dr. Mamta? Yes.
Yeah, it is working. So we have from IGN, Dr. Vivek. He is from Eshwar College of Engineering, and his topic for the day is development of micro, small, and medium scale industries. Let me give a brief introduction about Vivek, sir. He is working for more than 12 years in industry. He's having teaching experience as well, where he's talking about innovation, entrepreneurship, and design thinking. And he is a team leader, mentor, and corporate trainer as well, where he's guiding students and faculty members, teaching them and training them about innovation, entrepreneurship, project development, and project competition. And he's also part of startup incubation. As a startup mentor and entrepreneurship educator, he looks after the startups, their product development, testing, and all those IoT related latest field he's working upon. With this, I would like to ask sir to take over the stage and please guide us and share his experience on the topic. Thank you, sir. Dr. Vivek, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Mamta. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Yes, ma'am.
You can start sharing your screen. Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for giving this opportunity to share my experience on the importance of MSME globally as well as in India level. So thank you, Mamta ma'am, and special thanks to Srividhya ma'am, who has been continuously following up this event and the speakers. Thank you, ma'am. Share my screen. Yes, okay.
Okay. The screen is loading.
Yes, my screen is visible to you.
It's loading. It's visible.
Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So myself, M. Vivek Kumar. We'll see why MSME is important and how far the development of micro, small and medium scale industries are playing a very, very vital role in the developing of economical as well as targeting the sustainable development goals which has been addressed by the WHO. So, as we said, MSME is nothing but a micro, small and medium enterprises. So it is an entity which supports the people who wanted to come up with some kind of an ideas which has been turning up into a small entity, startup or an industry. So this MSME acts as a backbone of this entire globe as well as the countries. So with the help of these MSMEs, industries which are in micro and small and medium scale get lot of support from this organization in terms of funding also. So when we talk about the contribution, what it has been provided to the globally as well as in country wise, they help the people to get jobs. That is the first thing, because when they fund for a company, they can develop their company in terms of infrastructure and in terms of product development, bringing new innovations to the people. So for that, they require lot of manpower. So when they require lot of manpower, obviously there is a job which is being created through this MSME. And when we talk about the products, obviously these products is going to solve a problem which is being faced by the people in each and every place in the world. Obviously, innovation plays a very vital role. With those innovations, people will buy the product, which also helps the country to grow in the economical perspective also. As the speakers and other members were talking about sustainable development goals. As we everyone know that there are 16 sustainable development goals, and the 17th one can be done only the entire 16 development goals can be achieved through the 17th SDG goal. That is nothing but a partnership. So that is what we do. As a members, as an individual, it is very tough for us to do a job without anyone's support. When we focus on getting a device which is supporting the good health and well-being sustainable development goal, it cannot be developed over the night by a single person. So that has to be done by connecting with different peoples like manufacturing unit, marketing unit, support from various countries. So that helps the product to reach to the people in a very quick way. So that's how the 17 goals has been very important for a country. When we talk about the MSMEs, right? So these MSMEs have provided a very great contribution to the SDG goals like no poverty, gender equality, where people have started to recruit people, both male and female, right? And a lot of work has been done, which helps the entire country to go in terms of economical growth. And as per the statistics provided by the World Bank, the employment rate provided by the MSME alone is around 60 to 70%, whereas the GDP in terms of worldwide is contributed around 50% through the MSME. So this is a very big contribution which has been provided by the any sectors than the MSME. So this cannot happen without innovation. So people always talk about innovations. Say for an example, people who wanted to do something new, or people see some kind of a problem which is being faced by a common people, where there are some kind of an alternatives which doesn't solve the problem. So focusing on that problem, people can come up with new innovations which solve the problem. As an entrepreneur, as a person who is running a startup, MSME helps every entrepreneurs by lifting them to a successful person in the world. When we talk about India, MSME has contributed a lot in terms of manufacturing and providing employment and lot of products has been exported to various countries. So as on February 4, 2025, as per the data provided by Government of India, closely like 25.18 crore people have been employed because of the various schemes and the benefits provided by the MSME in India. Also, approximately 30% to India's GDP, and in terms of 45% in manufacturing outputs, and through exports, the contribution is around closely like 40 to 45% for the entire country. So this is some kind of a very significant contribution which MSME plays in India alone. So this MSME has been broadly classified into three sectors. One is micro, small and medium. And this data has been a revised classification as per 2020 in India alone. So if an industry or small startup is having an investment less than 1 crore and a turnover less than 5 crore, then the company will come under the micro scale. Whereas if the company is having an investment less than 100 crore and the turnover is also less than 50 crore, right? Then the industry will come under the small scale category. And if the company is having an investment less than 50 crore and turnover less than 250 crores, then the company falls under the medium scale category. So even though there are a lot of benefits provided by the MSMEs, still MSME got lot of challenges, faces big challenges globally as well as in country wise. So when we talk about global as well as in India or any country, the first challenge what they face is about the access to the finance. So every MSME provide fund, right? So there are companies in which they don't have any kind of awareness that how to approach these MSME schemes and get the funding from the MSMEs. Also, the MSME also have a problem like how this company is performing. They have funded like $1 billion, right? Whether the company has grown, what challenges they are facing, why it has been a big challenge for them. Followed by that, building an infrastructure is also a challenge, and that companies or the industries are not adapting to the technology is one of the biggest challenge. Getting skilled laborers is also being a very big challenge faced by the MSMEs, and startups with having some kind of issues in the regulatory and policy thing, and competitions is one of the biggest challenge which they face. Followed by that, there are times where there will be very low productivity and no innovations in the company side or the industry side, and people will not be more professional on handling the finance part. So that is a major part where each and every company is getting failed, and there is a quote that 85% of the startups are getting failed. This is because of not having a proper professionalism in handling the finance, and not having a structured policy inside the company is a major challenges which an industry and MSMEs are focusing. To overcome this, in India, there are a lot of initiatives which has been taken, starting with the Startup India, Make in India, National Single Widow System, etc. So we start with when an industry wanted to get into this Srividhya, yes ma'am.
Your time is up, sir, actually.
Just 1 minute, just 1 or 2 minutes, we'll complete it, right?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, one of the initiative is called the Udayam registration. This is a portal where companies will register. So out of that, as per the data on 4th February 2025, the total registration is around closely like 5.93 crores companies has been registered. Out of which 5.84 is micro, 7.3 lakhs is small scale, and 69.3 thousand is medium scale. So these are the various schemes which has been provided by the Government of India, starting with Mudra Yojana, where most of the women entrepreneurs have got benefited, and CGT MSE is a scheme where fund of 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs of money has been given to the entrepreneurs. And these are the various schemes provided in India for these startups, which help them to develop their startup and contribute more to the nation. So, as I said, MSME contributes a significant portion of business globally and contributes sustainability to both developed and developing economies. As I said, the age doesn't matter here. So even it is going to be an 8-year-old kid or 65-year-old man, right? An idea with a market fit will help to start a company and contribute more to the country. So your idea may help anyone to change someone's life. So that's it from my side. We can stay connected anytime. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Kumar. That was a wonderful start indeed. Thank you so much. And may I request Dr. Anjum Qureshi to summarize Mr. Vivek Kumar's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vivek Kumar, sir, for the start with us with the today's session. And of course, as we started with about the development of MSME in India and how it is playing a very important role in the economic growth and the employment generation and creation. You also discussed about some of the difficulties that the MSMEs are facing, and this, of course, has to finance, the infrastructure development, and technology adoption. And I think yes, technology adoption is very, very essential in this area, with the MSMEs should cater to their minds. And the best part that I liked is it was really a session that's full of academics. About how you get registered and the different government schemes, because this awareness is very much essential, because we know that okay, something like MSME exists, but because we don't have awareness about different government schemes through which you can enter into it, many people are not able to participate. So I hope that the information given to you on MSME, it will really help, like you said, like an idea can change the world. Yes, it will help to enhance the global competitiveness and also address the existing barriers to the growth and expansion of MSME. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much. May I request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker, please?
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, thank you, Vivek sir, for listing what are the Government of India's initiative to promote MSME. With this, I would like to welcome our next speaker for the day, and I request to all the speakers to please adhere to the timings. So we have with us Dr. Anupam Mehrotra from Amity University, Dubai. So he is again going to talk about development of MSMEs industries. And basically, I may introduce a very brief introduction to Anupam sir. He is a professional banker who is turned into academicians, and he is promoting a lot of creativity, inspiring leaders. He's talking about innovations in education. He's a mentor. He's a catalyst with blend of 27 years of work experience, which is talking about practical banking, and 16 years of engagement with corporate training. So I would request sir to please take over the charge and please enlighten us. Thank you so much, sir. Anupam sir, over to you.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible and visible?
Very
Quite
much,
audible,
sir.
quite visible.
Most
Thank
welcome,
you,
sir.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the nice words, your kind introduction which you have given for me. I am a banker turned academician, which is a rare species you will find in the industry. Very few bankers, they turn to academia. So my objective of this turn from banking industry to academics, it has already been talked about by you in my introduction. to build up a cadre of bankers among the students. Well, this topic which I have chosen, it is very close to my heart because as a banker I have dealt with this, with the financing of micro, small and medium enterprises, and this is something of major significance. This topic that micro, small and medium enterprises and how to develop them. First thing I would like to say that the irony is that what we call micro or small are entities of major significance to the overall development of most of the economies of the world. They are micro and small only by name. They better not be underestimated in their role, economic contribution and their potential. So much has been talked about by my predecessor, Mr. Vivek, thanks to him. But my objective in this address will be more to explore the banking perspective of financing the micro, small and medium enterprises. The basis of categorization he has talked about, I will throw a little more light on that. Any enterprise which is having investment in plant and machinery up to 10 million rupees or annual turnover up to 50 million is called a micro enterprise. Above 10 million investment in plant and machinery and up to 100 million only with turnover up to 500 million is called a small. And above 100 million investment in plant and machinery up to 500 million and turnover above 500 million up to 2.5 billion is categorized as a medium enterprise. And a composite criteria of investment and turnover is used in categorizing these industries as micro, small or medium. And this uniformly applies to manufacturing and services sector. Some basic characteristics of these MSMEs are that they are primarily labor intensive. They have labor intensive operations. Capital output ratio of these units is very low, which is a major advantage. So, this is something which is highly advantageous for developing economies, less developed countries, because they have deficit of savings and capital formation. So this is a much less capital consuming enterprise. And per unit of capital employment level is very high. So labor intensive, low capital output ratio, very flexible and adaptive business practices they have. Operations are localized, very easy entry and exit, not very complicated barriers. Limited access to finance is one of the handicaps of this sector. Limited access to technology and also global markets. So these are some primary characteristics of these type of enterprises. Their role is very important. Of course, they have various handicaps, which I will talk about in a little more detail, and then what are the remedies available. But before that, without throwing some light on their significance, it would be incomplete. It would be an incomplete talk. Their employment generation, you will be surprised to know, is over 200 million jobs in India itself. It is second only to the agricultural sector. Contribution to GDP, Mr. Vivek has already told about it, about 30%. Contribution to exports is about 48%. Rural areas are getting industrialized, so economic activity is getting decentralized. And they also promote local resource utilization, both human resources as well as the natural resources, raw material, etc. So economic activity is percolating down to the lowest level at the grassroots level, and they are highly responsible for an inclusive type of growth, which the world is talking about these days. For global economy also, they are very important, not only for Indian economy. Globally, MSMEs, you will be surprised to know, they account for 90% of businesses. 60 to 70% of the global employment is provided by micro, small and medium enterprises only. And 50% of global GDP is accounted for MSMEs. They are highly innovative. In spite of their R&D activity and investment on R&D being very low, they are highly innovative because within less means, whatever meager resources they have to get things done. They have to deliver within their meager means. So they are very innovative in their activities and their practices. Local supply chains, they influence a lot, and they provide resilience to the national economy in their economic downturn because their activities keep going. In India, 30% contribution to GDP. China, it is 60% contribution to GDP by MSME. In USA, it is 50%. European Union around 55%, and Indonesia 61%. One major, say, data which is relating to Switzerland, many of you will be surprised to know that SMEs account for 99.7% of all companies in the country in Switzerland. And they employ roughly 67% of the total workforce. Because Swiss economy is primarily a cottage industries economy, a small and medium enterprises economy, based on that. Now, as a banker, bringing some banking perspective to my talk, let me speak about some challenges which are basic challenges which are faced by MSMEs. We all know they are significant, they are important, they need to be promoted. And that is one reason why they have been declared as a priority sector in Indian economy. Banks have been assigned certain targets to lend to them out of their total lending operations. Their access to finance is very limited because they don't have collaterals. The major reason for their access being limited to institutional finance is their not having collateral. They are not very rich people, poor, they don't have deep pockets, not much properties and assets to offer as collateral. So generally, most of the time, they move on to the non-institutional lenders, village which are there in villages, cooperative societies, and other private, say, sources of raising finance, which are very high interest rate driven. Interest rates are very high, usury rates of interest. They are charged on the borrowings by them. Technology and innovation is very low. They have limited access to new technology because of less resources, paucity of funds. Market access is also limited. They depend on local markets. They don't have much access and much awareness about global markets. Then regulatory issues are there, lack of compliance related issues like they don't abide by labor laws. They don't have awareness. They don't have that knowledge. So labor laws, they don't abide by. Their record keeping is very primitive. And norms related to record keeping are not normally followed by them because they don't have the training for that. Skilled manpower is also not there. Formally trained manpower, they are always lacking. They always experience delays in the payments, which they have to receive from bigger corporates to which they are the suppliers. And of course, technology related interaction is also less. They are not digitally so compliant and digitally so savvy. So now the thing is how to strengthen these institutions so as to play their potential role in the economy. Government of India has taken many measures, and it has always been tried to be ensured that the flow of credit, institutional credit, to this sector is augmented, and they need to be protected from any kinds of, say, exploitation or high rates of interest or collateral demand and those kind of things. So there was MSME Development Act, which was enacted in 2006, in which the role, the significance, and the various kinds of agencies which were supposed to help and assist MSME, they were listed there. There is a separate dedicated Ministry of MSME, which is the apex body for policy making and coordination in micro, small, and medium enterprises sector. Then there is MSME Champions portal also technologically on the website, which is sort of a grievance redressal mechanism and hand-holding of the MSMEs wherever they have lack of information or they need more support or they need to be made aware of their rights, where they can assert their rights and take their dues. These all things they are made aware of through this MSME Champions portal, where personalized assistance is provided to them. With regard to credit and finance related initiatives, various schemes have been started. One of the schemes was named by Mr. Vivek also, like Mudra Yojana. It is Prime Minister's Mudra Yojana. It is named like this, and it's a flagship scheme of Government of India. The scheme facilitates microcredit, that is loans up to 10 lakhs. Up to 10 lakhs, the loans are given to income generating non-farm and non-corporate micro enterprises, which are in manufacturing, trading, or services sectors, including the activities which are allied to agriculture like poultry, dairy, beekeeping, etc. So this one scheme is very important under which banks are lending to them. Then there is one very important scheme which is Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. This was briefly touched upon by Mr. Vivek. I would like to elaborate a little more on it. The basic objective of this Credit Guarantee Fund Trust is to fill up the gap which exists in MSME sector with regard to financing to them on account of their not having collateral. No bank is prepared to give a collateral-free loan because it will become an unsecured loan. There will have to be more provisioning, higher provisioning, which will take a major cut out of their profits. They don't want to go in for it. It's more risky if they go for collateral-free loans. So this institution has been set up, which has ensured that banks which are lending to such units, such eligible units, without collateral, their lending will be guaranteed by CGTMSE, this institution, Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. So if I am a banker, I am lending to a micro, small and medium enterprise and the unit doesn't have any collateral to offer, I need not bother because my lending is guaranteed. The repayment of my lending is guaranteed by this institution. So this emboldens me, this makes me more liberal in my making a choice about even a micro, small and medium enterprise when it comes to lending. The rate of interest is also regulated. I cannot charge beyond a point. There is another scheme. Now, one very important thing, why banks are dragging their feet in financing these micro, small and medium enterprises, that these enterprises are not, as I told you, they have very primitive accounting practices. And there are a lot of compliance related issues. So on account of that, these entities, and they are in informal sector, their record keeping is very primitive. So there is no rating for them. Banks at the time of making a finance, they depend on the rating of the unit which they are going to finance. If the rating is not available, if it is an unrated entity, it is as bad as a bad rated entity. So banks cannot go in for financing an unrated entity. To fill up this gap, the government of India has done a wonderful thing. It has started, brought into being one agency that is called SMERA, Small and Medium Enterprises Rating Agency of India. It was established in 2005 as a joint initiative of Small Industries Development Bank of India, Dun & Bradstreet, and leading banks. These three entities, they came together and they set up this Small and Medium Enterprises Rating Agency, which is enhancing the credibility and bankability of these units. It helps lenders assess the risk and offer better terms to these units. And when this agency comes forward to rate these MSMEs, it as a beginning to the whole exercise, it trains them, it educates them about how to improve their rating, how to make them eligible for rating. Certain basic things are to be put in place in order to make them eligible for rating, which they are not aware of. So they need to be educated. They are educated about it. And once they start complying with those norms, they become eligible for rating, and rating is provided by this agency, Small and Medium Enterprises Rating Agency. And once they are rated, it becomes easier for banks to finance them and to assess the risk which they are getting exposed to. So this rating agency has played a very important role in augmenting the flow of institutional credit to micro, small and medium enterprises. It's a major step taken by the government of India. Other than this, there are various other schemes which are started by government of India, like Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, ECLGS. This guarantee scheme, it is to enable 100% guaranteed collateral-free loans to eligible businesses, including MSMEs, with a view to enable them to tide over the temporary liquidity crunch. Sometimes liquidity crunch they face, and sometimes global scenarios such. You can recall the period of COVID crisis, or the period when the demonetization was there. So liquidity crunch these are two major shocks which have been suffered by micro, small and medium enterprises. One was demonetization, the other was the COVID period. And not many entities they succumb to these shocks, but many have survived and they have been promoted and supported by these institutions. So ECLGS, it is a scheme that provides liquidity support during liquidity crunch faced by these units due to partial or complete lockdown or any other restrictions, which happened during the period of COVID. Some other schemes, if I would like to name, then there is Stand Up India Loan, which is exclusively dedicated to women entrepreneurs and to SC/ST beneficiaries, and they need to be promoted as a for inclusive growth. They need to be supported as a class for women empowerment. Also, this scheme works towards in that direction. So that is another major scheme which is started. Then some important, like one is Credit Guarantee Fund for micro units and Credit Guarantee Fund for Stand Up India Loan. These are two separate bodies under CGT FT and these two, say sub bodies which are under the main body, they are serving to separate classes. Different levels of.
My apology for intervening. Please, we have other speakers also waiting for their turn. So I know as a professor, you would like to go in detail. Thank you so much, sir. Please.
Yeah, it's okay. I have discussed most of the important points. And one very important thing which I would like to conclude is that there are various portals started like Udyam registration. It has been talked about, named by Mr. Vivek also. There is Samadhan portal for payment delays related resolution for MSMEs, and there is trade receivable discounting system also, which has been introduced for micro, small and medium enterprises. So a lot of work is being done by the government. Government is aware and conscious about the need to support and the need to augment the flow of credit to this segment. Thank you. Thanks for giving this opportunity to present my view on this.
Thank you, sir. Anubhav sir, thank you so much. You have highlighted so many beautiful points, specifically this rating agency and the government scheme. How Government of India is actually promoting and supporting in a way it's helping itself also by giving these opportunities to be self-entrepreneur. So the unemployment rate can be introduced or reduced because of these efforts of promotion. So these schemes, emergency funds, and that inclusion point that you have got is very beautiful. So Dr. Srividhya, with your permission, could I request the next speaker to take it over?
Some of the few points which you would like to mention here is access to finance. MSMEs often face challenges in accessing finance, limiting their growth and development, and so with the complex regulatory frameworks that create more challenges for MSMEs. So this has to be really, taken care, and skills and training when it comes to that. That was a key thing, to find the skilled workers and provide training for them to make them aware of the new trends and how to go about it and all these things, and access to finance when it comes, such as loans and grants, and also the venture capital that he was mentioning. That's also to be taken care. And also networking and partnership, encouraging, as he was mentioning about the inclusive way of working, but networking and partnership with MSMEs and larger enterprises and other stakeholders definitely will carry the business on a more higher platform, and reforms to simplify the compliancy and reduce the bureaucratic barriers that he was mentioning also to be taken into. So by supporting all these things, that definitely the entrepreneurship and MSMEs with that government and the organizations can definitely promote economic growth, innovation and job creation. Thank you so much, sir. It's always
mainly they are the suppliers. They are the suppliers to big corporates. They have a very good alliance and partnership with the big corporates that way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your precious time. It's for your august presence as well. It's always a pleasure having you on our platform. We'd like to work with you more and more. Over to the boss of today, Ms. Dr. Mamta Chawla, to welcome the next speaker. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So we have with us a senior professor from Delhi University College of Vocational Study. Let me welcome Dr. Anurag Agnihotri. He is going to talk about today attract investment to uplift the industrial and social economy. So we'll be going deeper into the basic issue of MSME, that is finance. So let me give a brief introduction. Dr. Agnihotri is MCom, LLB, MPhil, UGC NET qualified, PhD also. He's a faculty mentor for BB and MA programs. He's working with the University of Delhi. He has done 68 research publications, 78 presentations, 7 books are to his credit, and he has edited so many books also. So I'll not take it further, and I request Agnihotri sir to please take over the charge. And please.
Thank you very much, so nice of you for inviting me here. It is a privilege talking to you. I think my video and voice is clear.
Very much, sir.
Thank you, so nice of you. As you suggested that I need to talk on the financing, the earlier speaker has pointed out very good efforts by the present government which is taking with regards to the financing problem and the structural issues which are there with the MSME. Actually, MSME is the backbone of our economy. And it is, I will not say that it is only for the economy in India, it is globally. If you see any country that job provide, job generation or the employment generation is there, it is purely and purely due to the MSME. Because the capital intensive industries established by the large business houses cannot provide that much job due to the automation and other issues. So it is the MSME which is providing you the good important opportunities. So if we go by the India, MSME accounts for a very significant share of the India's GDP, exports, employment. As per the Government of India data, there are over 6.3 crore MSMEs are in India. 6.3 crore. And you will find that there are many countries who does not have that much population also. So India has that many MSMEs. But and they are providing an employment to more than 11 crore people. It means these industries are not only crucial for the growth of the country, but they are also good and they are required for the growth of social development, because they provide the livelihood opportunities to people in rural and urban areas, semi-urban areas. Now, I will go ahead with the one of the challenges which this particular MSME sector is facing, that is the limited access to finance. The earlier speaker also pointed out that they do not have modern structured accounting practices, due to which it is difficult for the rating agencies to rate them, and due to which they have got a problem and they do not get the financing, and they get the finance at very high rate, and this high rate is so much that the cost of capital goes up, and that is why these companies require to provide more data, and they need to be given the training for this and the facilities so that they can have more accounting. Even the Government of India has established a loan guarantee for them so that they can get easily loan. But here, two structural problems are coming. One is from the industry side, another from the market side. The industry side, many entrepreneurs and businessmen to whom I talked during the last few years, especially after the 2008 financial crisis, they do not want to expand themselves in many ways. They want to avoid that and they do not want to go beyond a limit. So many times they are also limiting themselves. And the second thing, these entrepreneurs are not trained according to the needs. They have not developed themselves. I give you one example. If you are aware about India, and I have conducted one study a few years back, and when I'm saying few years back, it is more than 10 to 15 years back, with regard to the forex exposure to these companies. There is a place in UP, in Uttar Pradesh, state of in India. There is a place called Muradabad. They are famous for the brass industry. Once I have asked these entrepreneurs by a survey, and I said, how you manage this exposure? Many of them said that they increase and decrease the prices depend on the market conditions and the currency volatility. And then I said, then I asked that by doing so, your product must be getting costlier. And because they're getting costlier, you cannot compete. So they said, no, you need not to teach us. We know these things since ages, because my grandfather was doing this and he was doing and I am doing and I have good market. So I said, no, the economy is changing and that will have a problem for you, because at that time I could see that the China is coming up in a very big way. And today I find that the Bulandshahr and Moradabad, these two, and some industry in the Rajasthan of India have actually collapsed due to this. So they do not want to develop themselves, they do not want to train themselves, and their lack and their interest towards not taking the more capital and going for that. And they do not want to have a company, they do not want to go for IPO, they do not want to go for the more capital from the market. And that is why they are having a very limited access to the formal credit system, because they go only for the banks and financial institutions and ask them the loan. And due to which they are always getting a very high rate of interest rate, and the collateral requirement is also there. So many times they land up keeping their you may have some disturbance because I'm driving back home, so that is why. So what happens that many a time these people, when they want to have the loan and they go to the bank and financial institution, they need to give the collateral, and because they want to keep the collateral, and this collateral may be in the form of their own house, their own properties, and in case that business suffers some losses, then that becomes their personal loss, and from a big resource person, they become insolvent, and many of them have basically have left the job, left the business, and now they are working. And due to which, many times they have a problem with regard to irregular cash flows. They do not get the continuous cash flows because their dealing is also with the similar companies. And that is why they do not get the proper cash flows. Supply chain management is not there. They do not have the dealer's finance, which is under the supply chain finance. And their cost of operating cost is also high because they cannot have the automation because of the lack of capital. Because they do not have the automation, so their operating cost goes up. And how much time do I have? More? Hello? How much time I have more?
1 minute, sir.
Thank you. That is why I will wrap up accordingly. Thank you. So, because of this high operating cost, these companies are not able to compete in the international market and the business. So generally the companies from the China and others and the large cap companies are able to out-part them. And so basically what I feel that these companies need to take a market risk and manage this market risk, credit risk they need to manage, and operational risk. And the most important part I will say that the government of India and the other governments also should try to educate them, develop them in such a way so that they should be able to manage their market risk, they should be able to see the futuristic things, and they should take a step in that regard. So this complex regulatory framework, although these frameworks are being now liberalized by the government, but still there is a very complex regulatory framework in India. Compliance costs are very high, and there is a very limited access because first of all they do not have the capability to have this information. Second, even if they want to know, then that information is costly and they're not able to achieve it because they do not have that mindset, and that is why they want to limit them. So this is the primary factor which I feel that which is hindering the growth of MSMEs in India. Thank you, and once again I thank to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, Dr. Anurag Agnihotri. Really, we appreciate your interest and your passionate deliverance there when it comes to attracting investments that can be a key driver of economic growth, helping to uplift both industrial and social economy. So we will try to consider some of the strategies that you have thrown into light here, like business-friendly environment, creating a business-friendly environment by streamlining regulations, reducing bureaucracy, and offering incentives. With that, we'll be able to develop the infrastructure development, such as transportation, good energy resources, and also not compromising on the telecommunications will definitely augment the business growth. Well noted, sir.
Thank you.
With the workforce and development, to develop a skilled and educated workforce that will attract business looking for talents, sir. Thereby, we'll be able to promote investment opportunities through targeted marketing campaigns, trade shows, and also diplomatic efforts, etc., etc., etc. Thereby, we'll be able to foster public and private partnerships to leverage investment and expertise as such. So with these augmentations, definitely, I think attracting investment with government and organizations will promote the economic growth, job creation, and social development, ultimately uplifting the industrial and social economy. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your august presence. And it's a great pleasure working with you, and we would like to work with you more and more. Thank you. Thank you so much. May I request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker?
Thank you, ma'am. So thank you, sir, Abhyoti sir, for being here. Now I would like to request our young, very young, he's I think the youngest one, 16-year-old entrepreneur, founder of his own startup. His name is Adil. So without taking much, I think he can talk about the topic on development of MSME and how was his experience and how he can really help us to understand more his perspective, the young, budding, and he's an entrepreneur actually, he has started. So I'll not take further. Over to you, Adhavan. Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
Very enthused entrepreneur amidst all dignitary. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. So, good evening to everyone, and thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present at G20 again. So today I'll be talking about development of MSMEs. So basically, to begin with, let's establish a clear understanding onto what an MSME is, also known as micro, small, and medium enterprise. Essentially, they're businesses that are smaller in terms of numbers and numbers of employees. The precise definition can vary somewhat depending on the specific country or industry. But the key point is that they are smaller than large corporations. It is vital to recognize that businesses are incredibly important for both economic growth and fostering innovation. To illustrate their importance, consider these figures, because MSMEs make up approximately 90% of all businesses worldwide. That's a very substantial portion. And they're responsible for generating more than 50% of the global employment, which is a very big number. These statistics underscore their significant role in the global economic landscape. One of the most remarkable characteristics of MSMEs is their capacity for agility and innovation. They often demonstrate greater flexibility than larger companies, which enables them to adapt swiftly to changing market conditions and develop a creative solution. They also have the ability to specialize in niche products and services, which adds significant economy. Furthermore, MSMEs play a vital role in driving the local development. They stimulate job creation within communities and foster entrepreneurial activity, and contribute towards the development of a stronger and more resilient local economy. Okay, now let's go through the crucial roles of MSMEs in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. As we all know, connecting local communities to the global market. This connection facilitates inclusive growth, ensuring that the benefits of economic development are shared more equitably. It also stimulates innovation by introducing new ideas and opportunity to local businesses. Here's a concise overview of how an MSME helps achieve the sustainable development goals. So, which is SDG number 1, which is also which is no poverty. So, MSMEs provide employment and income earning opportunities, which are fundamental for helping the individuals or families get out of poverty. And SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth. They drive economic growth and foster entrepreneurship, which creates the growth and job creation. They are a major driving force behind the economic activity, and a primary source of the employment across various sectors. To provide, okay, let's take an example of India. So in India, the nation's approximately MSMEs contribute to 30% of the nation's GDP, which is a very large number for a country with such a big population. Otherwise, you could consider the European Union. They account for about 70% of total employment and 58% of the value added by the private sector. And these figures clearly demonstrate how they have a significant impact on economic contribution. In terms of job creation, MSMEs are responsible for generating about 80% of the new employment, and in most of the developing countries. This highlights how crucial, how big of a role they are providing in livelihoods and addressing unemployment challenges. Also, MSMEs are incredibly important for young people, as they offer them opportunities to start their own businesses and gain valuable professional experience. All of these contributions directly align with the objectives of Sustainable Development Goal 8, which focuses on promoting sustained economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Okay. Beyond their economic contribution, MSMEs are also key drivers of innovation and adoption of sustainable practices. Their inherent characteristics often make them well suited for these roles. One of their core strengths is their agility. MSMEs are often more adaptable and can innovate more quickly than larger and their more bureaucratic firms. This allows them to respond effectively to changing market conditions and develop creative solutions. They also excel at developing solutions tailored to local needs because they're frequently engaging in the communities that they are in. This possesses a strong understanding of local challenges and can create products or services that address those specific needs. To illustrate, consider the technology startups in Silicon Valley, which often focus on addressing specific local problems, such as improving transportation or access to particular services. And these are some of the prime examples of MSME-driven innovation. In addition to innovation, MSMEs are leading the way in adapting to sustainable practices, which is very essential for addressing the environmental concerns and promoting a long-term economic well-being. This contributes to the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 12, which focuses on responsible consumption and food production. For instance, let's say that small-scale organic farms, they frequently consider a sustainable farming method that minimizes their environmental impact and that supports their local food systems. These businesses exemplify how MSMEs can integrate sustainability into their operation. Despite their significant contribution, MSMEs often encounter substantial challenges, particularly in accessing finance and other essential resources. These financial constraints can significantly impair their growth and development. One of the primary obstacles is limited access to finance. MSMEs frequently struggle to obtain loans and other forms of funding due to factors such as lack of collateral or limited credit histories. And many lending institutions perceive that an MSME has more risk of lending because many of the MSMEs are not capable to pay back. And the statistics highlight that this is a very severe issue in most of the developing countries, as there is more than 70% of the MSMEs that lack adequate financing, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, which has made a bigger impact on these MSMEs with the financial challenges and leading to disruptions. However, innovative solutions can be made to implement these, solve these financing gaps. So one of them being is microfinance institutions such as the Grameen Bank that provides microloans and other financial services that are tailored to some of the MSMEs, crowdfunding platforms such as Kickstarter, which enables MSMEs to raise capital directly from a large number of individuals. Government programs such as those offered by the US Small Administration, they provide loans and grants for other forms of assistance to MSMEs. Improving access to finance is a crucial role for achieving Sustainability Development Goal 1 and 8 because it empowers MSMEs to grow, create jobs, contribute to the economic growth and reduction of poverty. Policy framework and support. In most MSMEs, governments play a vital role in creating and enabling an environment that supports the growth and development of MSMEs. Supportive policies and capacity building initiatives are essential for maximizing their potential. Tax incentives to reduce financial burden on MSMEs, subsidies to provide direct financial assistance, simplified to streamline administrative process and reduce compliance cost. Providing access to training programs is also very crucial to enhance the skills of the MSME owners and employees in areas such as business management, marketing, and financial literacy. Okay, so despite their potential and the support efforts in place, MSMEs continue to face a range of challenges that can hinder their progress. It's very important to acknowledge these challenges and develop proper solutions which could help them. Some of the common challenges include access to finance, as we discussed this previously with the two other respected delegate speakers who were talking about this. Finance is a very key component because most of the MSMEs struggle with funding, which is a major obstacle even after such big improvements done. Market access, which is reaching a larger customer, can be very difficult, particularly for the MSMEs. Regulatory barriers, complex regulations can be very harsh towards the MSMEs as they put burdens and costs on them. And then technological advancements, again, because they do not have enough resources or funding, adapting to current technology is very, very hard for the MSMEs. And the COVID-19 pandemic, which again has created a very big challenge for the MSMEs, leading to disruptions, closures, and job losses. Therefore, it's developing effective recovery strategies is essential to ensure the survival and future growth of MSMEs. And to effectively support, Miss, I'm done in 1 minute. This is the last slide. To effectively support MSME development and address the challenges they face, we need to implement well-designed and targeted strategies. Some key strategies include enhanced access to finance, such as develop tailoring financial products such as microloans, grants, and venture capital specifically for MSMEs, capacity building and skills development, and improved market access and expansion, and effective policy and advocacy regulatory reforms, such as collaborating with policymakers to create an enabling regulatory environment, including favorable tax policies and reduced regulatory burdens. Okay, in summary, micro, small, and medium enterprises are crucial for economic development, job creation, and innovation. Their growth is directly linked to achieving multiple sustainable development goals by addressing the challenges MSMEs face and leveraging the opportunities available. We can unlock the transformative potential in driving sustainable development. Therefore, it's very essential that all of us, all the stakeholders, to collaborate and create a supportive environment ecosystem that empowers the MSMEs to thrive, ensuring they can fulfill their role as engines of economic growth. And thank you again for giving me such a very big opportunity to speak here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Advan. That was a very mind-blowing presentation indeed. And may I request Dr. Anjum Qureshi to summarize it for our future business icon?
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Advan. It was really a very interesting presentation, especially because we are listening to a very young entrepreneur. And yes, as you, and after listening to you, what I can say is the word we say that medium, small, and micro, it is actually having a very great impact on our economies. And the way you map the MSMEs and how and their role in achieving SDGs, that was remarkable. And moreover, like you talked about the crucial role of MSMEs and its impact on the economic growth and job creation, its contribution to the SDGs. And you pointed out a very important thing that yes, we need supportive policies from the government, capacity building and training is very, very important. And I hope though MSME is working at a very good pace. From the points that you discussed over here, that you pointed out, surely MSMEs in the near future, they will have a greater contribution, not only for the nation development and also for the achievement of SDGs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
So moving ahead from the showstopper presentation there, I think I would request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Advan.
Thank you, ma'am. So I really would like to appreciate what Advan has related to our topic, Sustainable Development Goal. So how innovation, entrepreneurship, and market access, he has sum of everything very patiently. He was very mature and very patiently he completed his presentation till the thank you slide. So with this, I would like to request our next speaker from Oman. She is from University of Columbia. She is Shyama Marikar. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, my apologies. So she's MA, BA, BSc. She's originally from Sri Lanka and presently living in Oman as a teacher, as a trainer, as a founder member of MIND faculty. She's an internationally certified trainer. She's a skill developer, NLP, mindfulness master practitioner. So I would request ma'am to please take over the charge and discuss on the topic creation of a conducive atmosphere for the industries to enable them to compete at national and international level. Waiting for you to take over now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mamta, for that beautiful introduction. And thanks again, Dr. Srividhya, for this opportunity to share
Dr. Sharma. It's always a pleasure having you, Amit sir, and also due to time constraint, with you.
Yes.
Request.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to share my presentation. Can I share it? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is loading. It will load now. It is loading, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. We are able to view the screen. It's on the presentation mode. Please go ahead with your deliberations. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, today I'm going to elaborate on the creation of conducive atmosphere for the industries to enable them to compete at national and international levels. Mainly, I'm going to focus on the countries, Gulf countries, especially as I'm staying in Oman and our neighbor country, UAE. So let's talk a little bit deep into that. Most importantly, what are the things that we can do? So as an educator, I would like to focus on the different aspects that we have to develop in order to have a conducive atmosphere for the industries to develop. So first and foremost, they should have a proper policy and regulatory framework. Because when the moment that any business people, they hear of creating or bringing up a business, the main thing comes to their mind is it's not easy. The policies that they have implemented towards this experts and even for the locals. So it was, if you take a decade ago, it was too tight and too many restrictions and regulations were there. But fortunately now, they have in Oman, they have made it a little bit less now. That means that everyone can, if anyone like to do some small entrepreneurship, they can try it out. So the first thing is ease of doing business, which means that streamlining regulations, reducing bureaucratic hurdles, and ensuring transparent and predictable policies are crucial. Think about simplifying licensing and permits, compliance procedures. Those are the important things that they have to think over so that everyone will come forward to invest in a small enterprises. For example, if we take in UAE, they have this a policy called Invest in UAE platform. And even in Oman, they have introduced that. So that is a good sign in terms of policy and regulation framework. And when it comes to regular policies, if it is okay, then we need the investment promotions also, because not everyone can afford to start up an entrepreneurship. So investment in promotion, discussing incentives, tax breaks. Taxes are the main thing everyone is scared of to talk about and to initiate any business. So that should be supportive policies, should be formed to attract both domestic and foreign direct investment in key industrial sectors is vital. So Oman has recently started their vision as Oman Vision 2040. That's a good sign. Through this, they attract the foreign people and also the local entrepreneurs. And another thing is trade policies, examining how trade agreements, tariffs, and export promotion strategies can create a level playing field for international markets for domestic industries. So the policies has to be more refined and reformed, and also intellectual property rights. That's the main thing. People don't want to be what we say, their property should be protected, their privacy should be protected, and should we have to make a competitive environment through that. So strong protection and enforcement of patents and trademarks and copyrights are encouraged to innovation, at the same time maintain their competitiveness. And next one is infrastructure development. Most importantly, the moment we think about industry or business, some good transportation system is essential. So efficient and cost-effective connectivity through roads, railways, ports, and airports is fundamental for the movement of goods and raw materials. So Oman has now, they have been working over decades. I must say the Dukum and Solar project, expansion of the road network and plans for more railway infrastructure through UAE and to connect the Saudi Arabia. This is a very prominent schemes then which will tremendously improve, help with this industries, and also energy security and cost. That's the most important thing. Ensuring a reliable and affordable supply of power, including exploring renewable energy resources, is critical for industrial competitiveness. So, for example, we can see in UAE they have Noor Abu Dhabi Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park. So solar park is entirely about solar panels, solar energy. They are utilizing it. That's a remarkable, profound achievement, we can say, and utilizing the renewable energy at the same time. It's eco-friendly, so it is the most important thing. So the countries, like developing countries, has to focus on such products, such projects, so that the country will definitely benefit. And next thing is communication infrastructure. As you all know that how important it is to have a proper meeting, the robust high-speed internet connectivity and stable connectivity. So they have to meet up that increasingly important for modern industrial operations, data exchange and autonomy. So these things should be taken into account. So countries like UAE, Gulf countries, let's say, they are already in a far better position than compared to other developing countries. So another thing is industrial zones and clusters. We can focus on that to develop that, so that well-planned industrial parks with necessary utilities and shared facilities can attract investment and foster collaboration. So it's a foster collaboration in the sense they can have international collaboration. At the same time, the local embassies also can be develop, they can be supported. In this way, we can take an example from UAE, Special Economic Zone at, this is about Oman. They have created now, this project is a huge project and they're working on it, this is special SEZAD, that zone at Dukum. It was a great advancement in, we can say, in Oman. So we have to focus on this type of creating industrial zones and clusters so that they give more opportunities for the entrepreneurs. And then all our speakers, eminent speakers, mentioned here how we can train and how to develop the human capital development. This is most important. Although the all this AI and other things, infrastructures developed, but human capital should be utilized properly. So what we can do here is skill development and training is so crucial. Aligning education and vocational training programs with the evolving needs of industries is essential to create a skilled workforce. So we have to focus on the future, 10 years, maybe 20 years from now, and we have to think about how to give the proper education, proper skill development for the today's youngsters, because they are the tomorrow's workforce. And this includes, I can see in Oman, they have a proper propaganda or policy, we can say Omanization. They give priority for the locals, and they have they develop under this Omanization program. Their people, their locals, nationals, they benefited from immensely, and this is a good thing. This includes promoting technical skills and digital literacy and entrepreneurship. And also when it comes to R&D or research and development, encouraging collaboration between academia and industry, providing fund for R&D initiatives is important, and fostering culture of innovation are vital for long-term competitiveness. So these things are both the countries, or I must say the GCC countries, they are doing it. So they have to work for more for that, so that they can benefit from the human capital. And also labor laws and flexibility, discussing labor regulations that balance work with the need for business to adapt to changing market conditions is also very important. Accordingly, the laws, so that people will feel motivated, and motivated, and they will work towards it. So it is a inclusive thing, right? So we have to think about the laws and the flexibility of in terms of the human capital development in favor of locals and the experts as well. And another important aspect is market access and linkages. This is even if you have done everything, there should be a link, there should be connectivity, so that we can create a domestic market development, which means that strengthening domestic demand through government procurement policies, promoting local sourcing, and supporting consumer awareness of local products. So they can promote that through, already Oman is doing that, and even other countries in the Gulf. And most importantly, Oman is more fortunate enough to have their agricultural product. So they are doing that in a very large way, we can see, or a larger scale. And also about global value chains, not only in the domestic matters here, identifying opportunities for domestic industries to integrate into global value chains and leverage international partnerships. So, for example, in Oman, in promoting Omani exports and supporting business in accessing international markets is an example of such initiative that taken by the government. And the last one is access to finance. That's a very important thing. So availability of credit, ensuring that industries, especially SMEs, have access to the affordable and timely financing options. That's crucial for investment, expansion, and working capital. So that is most important thing. Government and private sectors even, they can give more opportunities for them to take part in this affordable financial options, right? And also financial incentives. We can say that exploring the role of government-backed financial schemes, grants, and subsidies to support specific industrial sectors also a must, and also for technological advancement. and venture capital and private equity. Fostering a vibrant ecosystem for venture capital and private equity can provide crucial for innovative and high growth potential industries. So venture capital and private equity is also important. And research institutions to domestic industries that will give more exposure to domestic entrepreneurs and support for startups and innovation hubs. That's the crucial thing. Creating an environment that nurtures startups and innovation hubs, fostering new ideas and disruptive technology. So this here you can see that, for example, in Dubai Silicon Oasis, Masdar City, and initiatives like AREA 2071. These are the example we can share from this very good, developing countries. Still, they have and human capital development and market access and linkage, like promoting their nationals and also the locals. And lastly, but not leastly, the technology adaptation innovation is also important. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I would like to hand over the podium to Dr. Mamta. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shaima Marekar. That was a very comprehensive and quintessential presentation indeed. Going into your deliberations, we know that you have totally represented UAE as your icon, and the entrepreneurship ecosystem in the UAE has been greatly enhanced through the several decision measures and decisions taken at the federal level, which will include allowing full foreign ownership of companies in all activities, providing golden visas for entrepreneurs in addition to dozens of promising advantages that has been mentioned. And definitely to make a mention over there, the National SME Program of UAE was established according to the Federal Law of 2014 under the umbrella of the Ministry of Economy. The program is supervised by the UAE SME Council to empower the small and medium-sized national entrepreneurs. And with the vision to develop the national entrepreneurship to advanced levels globally by providing a supportive environment to the entrepreneurs and in the recent years, the UAE has accelerated shifts from the oil and the gas dependent economy to a more diversified one, with the target of nurturing over 1 million SMEs by 2030. As you have mentioned, with 2030 target is just 1 million SMEs. So going to sum up with exactly in the global level, as you rightly mentioned, the first and foremost is a conducive atmosphere, which is very much required, with a supportive regulatory framework that has to be developed that encourages innovation, investment, and competition, with a proper infrastructure development, so that we will invest in the infrastructure development such as transportation, energy, telecommunication to support all the business operations without any hurdles, maybe less hurdles. So access to finance, providing access to finance such as loans, grants, and venture capital to support the business growth and innovation, with a skilled workforce that meets the needs of the industries through education, the training programs, and the awareness campaign, etc., etc. Thereby, we create an innovation ecosystem that will foster and support the research and development and the commercialization of the new technologies. So with the competitiveness that is involved to promote innovation and entrepreneurship through initiatives such as incubators, accelerators, and funding programs, encourage competition through policies that will prevent monopolies and promote fair trade processes, and also through policies that will facilitate the international trade. Thank you so much. That has really created a beautiful fabric of the ecosystem that we're talking about, and your deliberations are taken much into account in these reports. Thank you so much, Dr. Shaima. It's always a pleasure working with you. We'd like to work with you more on it. Thank you. Over to Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, that you have highlighted perspective from Oman, infra to skill development. With this, I would request our next speaker, and I'm really waiting for her. She's an academician from IRASA, Professor Dr. Jelena Boskovic. She's PhD. She's advisor to the president of the Belgrade Metropolitan University, Belgrade, Republic of Serbia. She has taught by inviting various higher education institutes in the region and in the different countries to different levels of managers. Numerous scientific national and international projects she has handled. She's along with that accreditation, very huge fraternity of faculties, and she is related to so many study programs, scientific research works. She has mentored more than 40 people, and she has commissioned more than 60 doctoral dissertations. So with this, I would request Jelena ma'am to please take over and just highlight what are your perspective about industrialization and how this growth of global economy is dependent upon MSMEs. Thank you.
Welcome, Dr. Elena. Welcome. It's always a pleasure having you, and happy Easter.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, good day, and good evening. Respected Srividhya Sukumar, scientists, university professors, experts, ladies and gentlemen. I have a special thanks for invitation, Dr. Srividhya Sukumar, to be guest speaker, and I'm sending my warm regards in the organization of this important topic, entrepreneurship, MSME, micro small and medium enterprise. I start with a quote Vincent Van Gogh: "Don't shout down. You experience your imagination. Don't become a self to." I'm sorry, please. Don't become a slave to your model. Today, my topic, entrepreneurial university innovation, knowledge transfer, and cooperation with industry. It's important to say this lecture today is a project founded by the University Belgrade Metropolitan University. Is a place where innovation is born, technology transfer and cooperation with the economy, while putting that issue where the future is waited for but created. We strive to become a university that inspires, where education turns to creative ideas into change and student into leader of the future. Our vision is to be an internationally recognized center of innovation in education and applied research with a strong orientation toward digital business, creative industry, and knowledge society. The university encourages individuals to turn their knowledge, creative, and entrepreneurial spirit into concentrated contribution in the community. We bring together a community of students, professors, and partners. We together build an ecosystem of innovation, growth, and responsibility. Metropolitan strengthens its position is a leader in the field of information technology, management, digital art, and language, while strengthening international cooperation and mobility. Through the development of startup culture and support for smart society, the university is launching a new model of education and business in the digital era, the era of development and general application of artificial intelligence, contributing to the international competitiveness of the Serbian economy and the development of industry based on knowledge and innovation. My study in topic university from an economic perspective is closely related to macroeconomic theory because university generates human capital, which is the factor in economic growth. In modern knowledge society, universities have had to broaden their traditional teaching and research functions to include the third mission, thus strengthening their commitment to society and industry. To clearing this objective required define the new education models which are more focused on continuous learning, innovation, society enjoyment and productive creation. It is a responsibility of the universities to work with their students and staff to create an environment that supports social and economy development based and entrepreneurial and innovative foundations. The objective of this lecture is to show how education, innovation, and entrepreneurship and technology transfer consolidate the third mission and transform higher education institutions into entrepreneurial universities. The results obtained suggest that public investment to promote entrepreneurship in universities is efficient. To improve these results is necessary to determine the standard in entrepreneurial education, to introduce them into the academic curriculum, and the strength incubator focuses on the creation of academic spin-off from university research and development results. I'm sorry. The promotion of entrepreneurial culture and the concept of lifelong learning an important goal, achieving of which is expected to enable of the European education area to achieve smart, sustainable and inclusive growth. European Union policies contain a series of recommendations for the promotion of entrepreneurship within higher education, with particular emphasis on the need to make entrepreneurship accessible to all students, all faculty, and not only related traditional university specializations such as business study or economy, and entrepreneurial universities on which all employ all levels are community and the student of all discipline or encouraged to think and act in the entrepreneurial way. Only such a design education process leads to the development of a knowledge society dominated by small and competitive enterprise. On the entrepreneurial university become a model development of higher education institution in future. Economic development on the global level represent an opportunity for Europe to achieve stronger progress and time promote smart, sustainable and inclusive growth. The European Union strategy is precisely a document that defines series of goals with priority well initiative for their achievement. The importance the importance of human capital I hereby recognize talented and creative people at a pillar the future development in Europe. In process university and education teacher and the student long period much years ago, being able to identify personal strength and weakness, SWOT analysis, ability to act proactively and respond positively to a change. Interesting is a study and the project my university ministry is much problem establishing innovation and technology transfer office, providing consulting service, promoting innovation culture to empower staff and students, responding to regional missions, supporting the formation of startup, incubator and spin-off. Future recommendation, future avenue of research. Research universities have gone through several phases of transition, continuously editing additional explanation and duty, and shaping the university primaries focus behind teaching and research, especially of context the paid university mission to the multifacetedness and complexity of entrepreneurial activity in the entrepreneurial university, tension and hurdles across independent realization of the entrepreneurial objective. Process entrepreneurial university is much innovation, future development, this promotion, promoting field research, simultaneous issue and conclusion. Development that important, necessary, and urgent inter and transdisciplinary university. Thank you very much for attention. Thank you very much for invitation. Thank you very much, my dear friends in the world, especially my Srividhya, especially Shyama, all my friends, university professor, experts, the best regards, your Jelena, Republic of Serbia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Elena. Thanks for those inspirational words that you have shared with us on this platform and your deliberations representing European Union. Thank you so much. And as we know that our key takeaways are that European Union strategies to support SMEs, as I set out that SME strategy of March 2020, European Union wants to support and empower SMEs of all sizes and all sectors. So achieving a climatic neutral, resource efficient and agile digital economy that will require the full mobilization of SMEs. The European Commission set up a commission to face the economic crisis with even more attention should be paid off to the specific needs of the SMEs. So that many of them were particularly hard hit by the impact of the Russian aggression against Ukraine and the high inflation of the energy prices. Thanks for that mention. So in September 23, the Commission published a communication on the SMEs relief packages that announced measures that you have taken in your deliberation as the main operation challenges that were faced by the SMEs, the administrative burden and the regulatory obstacles, which are up to the 55%, with the payment delays of 35%, and the problems of the access to the finance with the 21%, the unavailability of the skilled staff, for which we are talking about internships with the universities, such that will be able to focus and with all the youngsters who are there with more agility under the experienced managers. So unleashing the potential of European small business. So they're set with the proposed measures that aim to provide short-term relief and strengthen the long-term competitiveness and the resilience of the SMEs that had reduced the administrative burden with tax simplification and moving ahead with the administration of increased tax certainty and fairness with reduced complaints cost and distortions in the market, with minimizing the risk of double taxation and over taxation, that's promoting cross-border expansion. Thank you so much. Thanks for all those mentioned. Definitely this proposal is currently being examined by the Council and it is agreed unanimously by the member states, and after the consultation of the Parliament, this will definitely be in vogue. With increasing digital transformation, that digitalization renders to the administrative process of the SMEs, which has made it more affordable, faster and less burdensome and error-free as well. So, European Union has adopted these rules to further expand and upgrade the use of digital tools in the process of the company laws for the easy functioning. Thank you so much. So, there we are. Thanks for all those inputs and deliberation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much
for having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving ahead, may I request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker. Thank you, Dr. Mamta.
Thank you,
Once again, thank you, Dr. Elena. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Alina, ma'am. With this, without taking much of the time, I would request from Chennai, we have with us Assistant Professor Dr. N. Santosh, and I would request her to briefly introduce himself and discuss on the topic of industrialization as the key for growth of the economy. So over to Santosh.
Yes. Welcome, Dr. Santosh. He's representing Sairam University. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and good evening to all. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, very much, sir.
Your screen is also visible.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. And today I'm going to present a topic on industrialization is the key to the growth of the global economy. And here, just I want to give an history, just a brief history about the industrialization. It started in 17th century by the Britain. Actually, the encouraging factory system was encouraged. We are in agriculture, and the primary income source depends on agriculture. And then we are just transformed to encouraging factory systems. And with the invention of this steam engines, we encouraged these steam engines can integrated with the machineries and manufacturing operations, which boost the industrialization and also the international trade. So that is the just introduction about the industrialization. And the benefits, when you come to the benefits, I don't want to take much of the time. And we can see that the industrialization affects the economic expansion. Definitely there is an economic growth, employment growth, and the quality of living, the living standard, increased productivity, and wealth creation. So these are the direct pros of industrialization. And I want to bring certain case studies about and considering few countries. And one of the advantages is economic growth and GDP boost. So when you come, just a case study is about China, where the manufacturing accounts for nearly 27% of China's GDP in 2024 thing. So the manufacturing sector takes 27% of China's GDP. And also the urbanization, like the place like Shenzhen, it's totally urbanized because of the industrial growth. And also very important thing is about 80 million people was out of their poverty, and the life standard is much improved. That is the one thing. And when it comes to the employment generation, definitely there is, when we go for industrialization, the employment is, again, it just boosted up. So normally, an average manufacturing job creates 2.5 of additional jobs, maybe a direct job or an indirect job. This is what the strategy is. And coming to the...
Yeah, your slides are not on presentation mode. Please, I request you to put in presentation mode. I think you've taken a lot of time to make these slides. These will be beautiful slides. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. And the Vietnam, when it comes to Vietnam, it is again, you can see that it can 40% of the GDP is from industrial sector in 2023 scenario. So they created the opportunity, the job opportunity for both the youth and the women. So this is one of the major points where we have to consider. And next comes the technological advancements and innovation. Due to this industrialization, for example, in South Korea, it is a home for the major global giants like Samsung and Hyundai and LG companies. And in South Korea, almost 4.8% of the GDP is on R&D, which is one of the highest in the world. And now they're strongly focusing on robotics and AI integrated manufacturing too. So which again motivates the manufacturing. So next comes the export global trade integration. So in Germany, now I'm talking about the Germany, so which is the hub for automobile, machinery, and chemicals. So it is one of the largest European exporter. Over 70% of German exports comes from industrial goods. And also, they are very much concerned about the training and upskilling their people. This is one of the major advantages of global industrialization. The next comes the urbanization and social development. Yes, we consider countries like India and in African countries like Ethiopia, so where they are much concerned about the infrastructure development. So we have developed the government have developed 11 corridors, industrial corridors connecting different cities in our country, like Chennai, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata. So these, and also they are connecting the coastal cities with the places, so that there is a good opportunities for import and export. So this is one of the advantages of industrialization for infrastructure development and urbanization. And the next is, it is like the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They projected that the GDP is about 3.3% in 2025. When compared to 3.2% in 2024. So this is what the predicted thing, and we need much more development in industrialization. And also we can see that there is a certain, even though there are a lot of advantages, so there are certain trade tension exists between the nations, and this has to be overcome so that the entire global economy can be developed. So it has to go ahead, the nations has to have a good understanding, and so that they can improve our export and import. So this again improve the global economy. And finally, I'm coming to the final point. So just when I'm talking about industrialization, it's not just about factories. It is about creating resilient economies, empowering people, and positioning nations in the global value chain. So countries that invest in sustainable and inclusive industrial developments are better equipped to face the future. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh. Thanks for that understanding. I always say that it is a quintessential presentation. Well, yours was definitely one. When we talk about such a very important topic of industrialization affecting the global economy, I think you have covered all the points that that has to be mentioned based on that. Talking from agriculture and handicrafts, to name a few, with economic-based large-scale industries, with the mechanized manufacturing and the factory system, with the new machines, new power resources, and the new ways of organizing work with the existing industries. When we talk about sustainability, it's like creating something new without jeopardizing the present. So when you do that, so how to work in a more congenial way, such that organizing work with industries in a more productive and effective way. And also talking about the industrial economy, the iron and steel industry, which constitute the backbone of the modern industrial economy. So definitely it has to be taken into account. And why, the reason that you gave for why industrialization is important to the economy is where the key thing is has allowed the mass production. So this has increased the standards of living with the people, taking into examples from different parts of the globe. That is quite commendable. So definitely with the benefits of which are the industries that you mentioned about manufacturing businesses and modernizing the agriculture, and also the foundation is the key foundation of the economy that is being there, definitely. And moving ahead, what is the main benefit of industrialization is the economic growth with a more efficient division of labor and a growth spurt that is being sparked with the technological innovation that is the essential component of this transition that we're talking about. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, and thanks for your august presence. And it's always a pleasure working with you. And with due respects and sincere thanks to Sairam University. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, May I request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for summarizing. It was something not been discussed so far, and how sir have laid with sustainability and with specifically that yes, the growth of any economy is dependent upon industrialization and the level of industrialization. With this, without taking much of the time, seeing the time, I would request Professor Vasanti Reena Williams from IGEN, from Vidya Vikas Institution of Engineering and Technology. She is going to talk about creation of job opportunities through self-employment schemes. Currently, ma'am is working with students and she is working on a lot of research work. So I request ma'am to please take over.
Yeah, thank you so much for your kind words, and for all those who are celebrating Easter, a very happy Easter. As usual, the discussions have been excellent. I'm not able to get my slide. Is it visible? I'm not able to see all that.
Ma'am, slides are visible, but you need to put on presentation mode.
Yeah. It's not moving.
You may go in view and reading mode maybe. That can be done.
It's stuck somewhere because I'm having some internet issues as well.
Ma'am, maybe like you can off your video screen. That will give more support to the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like definitely you need to go out and come back again, ma'am.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. Oh, I'm wasting time. Okay, I think it's come.
Okay, it's okay. It will come now. So you can start sharing your screen.
Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm taking time.
Oh, no problem.
Now, sometimes technology plays games. Is it visible now?
It's going to load now, ma'am. Don't worry.
I think I'll start. I think by the time. So thank you so much, and happy Easter once again. I'm talking about entrepreneurship and MSME. I had done a small study on this, and hence I found it very. I was very happy to be, share my whatever little knowledge I had on this. Now, talking about the unorganized, I hope it is visible now. The unorganized sector, when you define it, it's a sector that does not come under the ambit of the rules and regulations set by the government about the conditions of employment. So those coming under the group, as I understand, is the small shop owners, the daily wage workers, the domestic help, and the street vendors. And I am focusing specifically on the women street vendors for today's discussion. So the status quo is definitely they come street vendors come under the unorganized sector. The second thing is the financial management. Here, there are two parts of the coin here, because as I understand from my study and also from the literature review that I have read. All the majority of these women street vendors are illiterate, or they do not have very much of education. Maximum they would have maybe not cleared their second PU or the 12th standard. Very few. Majority of them are illiterate. But when you transact with them, they know exactly how much of change they have to return, and they can do it without a calculator. So that is one part of the financial management, while the second part is that though they know how to handle cash, they are still in the same level. They haven't improved their standard of living, and that is because of poor financial management. And the third is the supply chain and inventory, where they end up paying more because of the less quantity of goods that they purchase for resale or manufacturing and selling. And the next is the macro factors. This is the economic, social, for society, businesses and industries, legal and cultural, which is affecting them. And of course, the government initiatives, which we have already heard from other eminent speakers as well. And when comes another link is their dependence on finance, self-help groups for their finance requirements. Now, this is the study, one of my study. This is Entrepreneurship for Sustainable Development. I did a case study on two women, street vendors. One is, I've just changed the name for, security purpose. I mean, just to you're not supposed to give the right name. So I have case one where this lady is around 32 years. I did this study around, say, 5 years ago, but not much has changed. She has 2 children and she's not completed her SSLC. She sells flowers. She has a small shack and she sells flowers there. Now what she does is early morning in India, for those who are not aware, in India, it's a custom to pray to our deities, whether it is a Christian or a Hindu family. They usually put these garland of flowers, fresh flowers, and pray. So it's a habit that you tend to make a purchase every day. So this lady, whom I call Mangala, she does that. She ties these garlands and then she goes door to door. She has a fixed number of subscribers for her flowers, and once that is done, there's a nearby apartment where she works as a housemaid for a couple of houses, and then once that is over, she goes to the market to purchase flowers for the evening, and then she ties it as she sells the flowers. Of course, this image which is here is not her. I've taken it from Shutterstock, from the internet. So this is how it is. So that I just wanted to depict that. And her husband is a painter, and he does assist her, which she's very lucky in that way, because majority of the women who are street vendors seem to do not have a very pleasant family life. So she's been doing this since the past 5 years, and she says that she's doing it so that she can earn a little bit money to ensure that her children get better education. She wants to put them in better schools. She has her own street shack. That means a small place where she sells these flowers. And she earns around 18,000 rupees a month. So this is what I understand based on the numbers that she gave me. And the second case is about a little elderly lady when compared to this Mangala. Her name is Pushpa. She is around 40 years. She has 2 children, and she studied only up to the 6th standard. In her case, it's quite different because she lost her husband at a very young age, and she's been doing this selling street food since the past 9 years. Now this lady, she is she never knew how to actually do anything, preparation of the street food and all that. Her husband was actually doing this, and after his demise, she had no other option but because she has no skill whatsoever. So this was the only thing that she could do, and that is how she got into this business. She got her daughter married, and she has a son who is employed as a temporary employee in one of the companies there in Mysore. And she has again her own street shack, and she earns around 14,500. So this is basically, I've just taken the important ones because the others are almost similar. similar. Now, what we understand is it's not about, so now this I said, I did it a couple of years ago. So I'm not, I'm very sure that not much has changed. I don't think they'll be earning more than 25,000 at present. But then the expenses too. So I don't think it's about that. Now, similarly, this is another aspect that was about the street vendors. Now I have another study here, which I'm linking. This is about the CSR. Now it's the ESG prospects through employment of slum dwellers. So there are several initiatives made by the government, but when I did this study, this was done with the help of my student. It was found out that the objective with which the government has come up with so many initiatives are not met. And secondly, one positive thing that we observed was the group has the people living in together, the slum, they have group coherence. So that is excellent. And then what we suggested through our study is that this can be taken as a blue ocean strategy for creating an environment where the slum dwellers can be taught skills to suit manufacturing process requirements, because they don't, some are educated, some have passed their graduation, but they don't have the skills at all. So we need to identify the socio-economic and policy issues, because the initiatives by the government is not, actually giving the kind of effect that the government expects. So we feel that, we need to identify that, the socio-economic and the policy issues, and then come up with initiatives that will enhance the standard of living through some skill-based employment. So coming to the government scheme, the Prime Minister's Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, they extend loan, they provide financial assistance to the street vendors, irrespective of gender, and the interest subsidy is around 7% on for those who repay the loans regularly. They also have cashbacks, that is, they are providing incentives for digital transactions. This aspect, of getting them to fall into the digital transaction is to streamline the process. And also get the government's initiative is to ensure accountability, and also providing them future loans, so that when, especially for those who are regular repayers, so that they can take their business forward. Now, these are a few images of street vendors. You can see one, the lady here selling glass bangles, another selling fruits, and the third selling cucumber on the street. So another very, very interesting, I went through a few literature review, and this I found very, very interesting, and I found that it is linking very much to the study I did as well. So this study on female street vendors in Bangalore city, I have just shared the link as well. So here again, just as I mentioned in my study, the average income is around between 300 to 1,500 rupees per day, and the study says that the flower vendors don't seem to earn more when compared to the fruit and the vegetable vendors, and the average earning is around 20,000 per month based on the quality of items they sell. Now, I'm not going through all these, the table that I've seen, but I'm just that I have projected here. I'm just touching upon just a few. The challenges that the vendors are facing. One is the corporation coming up with the rules that is for their safety as well as for the safety of the pedestrians, etc. The police and the people. Next is the construction that is happening in Bangalore city, where they have to shift their place of regular business to another place. Constructions, then the shop owners doing them away, so that their customers are not feel comfortable to walk into the to their shop, because many times the street vendors act when they sell their wares, it obstructs the customers walking into the shop. So many a time the shop owners do not encourage street vendors to sit in front of their shop. And then of course the metro and corporation rules are there. So this is one. And coming to the second table, if you can see, the age group is between 16 to 85. Then I'm not going into the other things like marital status, religion, caste, etc. I'm going to the education, where you can see that the illiterates are more. So this is exactly what we see. Now, coming to the Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act of 2014, it was enacted in order to legalize the vending rights of street vendors. So basically to help them out, because it is understood that they come from a very deprived background and vulnerable background, basically. So based on that, the government came up with this act, but how much it is helping them, or how much these vendors are aware about the act, is a big question. Now, the way forward is targeted interventions. That is, we need to design policies and programs tailored to specific needs of women street vendors. And the financial inclusion, that is, we need to improve access to formal financial services and credit facilities. See, as many of the other speakers mentioned, the credit, they are not aware of financial, how to use financial tools, or how to use digital tools, and so on. But as I understand, as I have observed, they have started understanding these concepts. The thing is, they are very vulnerable, and that needs to be protected. And the capacity building, providing training and skill development programs to enhance entrepreneurial capabilities. And the key takeaways of my study, or what I'm trying to share today: empowering women in the unorganized sector requires a multifaceted approach that addresses financial, social, and regulatory barriers. And then basically strengthening government schemes and promoting entrepreneurship can significantly improve their livelihoods. These are the references that important references. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Vasanthi, ma'am. That was a wonderful presentation. I'll take over after Dr. Qureshi. Dr. Qureshi, ma'am, can I maybe request you to summarize it for Dr. Vasanthi, please?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vasanthi, ma'am. That was an incredible presentation. She pointed out a very important thing. Since the session started, we have been talking about so much of entrepreneurship, the MSMEs, and how is contributing, but you just brought up a very important thing, the participation of women, and that where it talks about self-employment of the women, and the women that belong to the underprivileged sections of the society, and the one and instead they are very vulnerable sections of the society. So and I must say it was a very remarkable survey that we have done, and not just the survey that we have done, but you could even point out the gap, and you also started working on it. So that is a very important thing that I noticed in your presentation. And as you said, one more thing that I also that you pointed out, that one of the reasons is why they are still suffering is that most of them are illiterate. And I think, yes, sometimes the government policies that we have, and as we discussed about the rules of the municipal corporation, how the shopkeepers pressurize them, the thing has to be there that in any of the organizations who are working on this or doing something, we should also think about improving the literacy rate of the women. And if the literacy rate of the women is
clear in the way they exchange money. They never make any mistake. They never use a calculator. They never require a notepad.
That's really.
Yeah, and you buy different vegetables of different quantities, and they'll give you the exact change. They'll give you the exact total and the change. So that means that it's many a times I feel that it is not necessary that you need to have so much of education. What you require is skill. This is what I feel. So if they are given proper motivation in the right direction, I think the only thing is they do not know how to handle their finances, financial management. They're poor. They need to enhance that, and that I think the standard of living will enhance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Dr. Mamta. May I have a mention about the Empower Alliance there, which is very key to what ma'am has mentioned, please. So the G20 Empower Alliance pledge with the GODIS reinforces its support and engagement in the advancement of women in the private sector. And the word empower with the private sector alliance means that empowerment and progression of women's economic representation. That was launched in 2019 G20 summit in Osaka to advocate the advancement of the women in the private sector, to foster a supportive, inclusive culture and create more leadership opportunities for women. That's what ma'am was mentioning. And as a part of that, signatories of the pledge, the GODIS was engaged to support women empowerment by several measures, by setting up an action plan to increase the number of women in leadership with the, C2 scales, which is called the C-suit cadre, while collecting the gender data to internally measure progress and enabling women to access at all parts of seniority, which was entered into. That was comprising of gender inequality, which made it as gender equality on that particular pledge. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for that mention. It was a brilliant measure and moreover, a unique mention on this platform. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to Dr. Mamta.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So we are moving from MSMEs to development of the economy, industrialization, and just recently we were talking about grassroots level. Specifically when we are talking about inclusivity and women's and especially illiterate and the working on the streets. So these cases were like eye-opening, and how that is also one dimension of small and medium enterprises. We have self-help group also. I'll not touch upon it because we have paucity of time, and I would request rest of the speaker to please adhere to the timing. With this, I would request Dr. R. Gomati Sanskari ma'am. She is a HOD working in Dr. MGR Educational Research Institution, and she is supposed to speak about creation of job opportunities through self-employment schemes. Again, she may be addressing about self-help group and women's entrepreneurship. So I would request Dr. G. Gomati, please take over the charge. Welcome, ma'am, to this platform.
Good evening, honorable present here.
Thank you.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, very much. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Dr. Gomati Shankari, HOD, Faculty of Law from Dr. MGR University. Give a few minutes, ma'am. I will share my screen.
Please, ma'am. The screen is loading.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Not yet. It's still loading, ma'am.
Give a minute, ma'am.
Yeah. So after Gomati, ma'am, it's like Monica Periswamy and Vidula. Both are students. Yes. You're able to view the screen, ma'am, but you have to go on to the presentation mode. Yes, please go ahead with the deliberations. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Today I am going to present my topic,
a job opportunity through self-employment schemes. So this topic explores the importance of self-employment in addressing the unemployment and supporting inclusive economic development. The slide is not moving now. Just a minute. Yes. So the self-employment refers to individuals working for themselves rather than being employed by others. It plays a crucial role in uplifting communities by reducing reliance on limited salaried jobs, especially in rural and semi-urban regions where corporate or formal sector jobs are scarce. This approach not only empowers individuals to generate income independently, but also promotes innovations, encourages the use of local resources, and helps improve the living standard. It is particularly beneficial for marginalized and underrepresented groups, offering them a path to financial stability and social empowerment. Additionally, self-employment contributes to sustainable economic growth by encouraging the spread of micro-enterprises and reducing migrants to overcrowded urban areas. So this presentation highlights the growing necessity for self-employment in India, particularly due to widening gap between population growth and job availability in formal sector. As the number of job seekers increases, especially among the youth, existing job market struggles to absorb them, creating the need for alternative income generating. The self-employment allows people to pursue their passion, develop leadership skills, and become more confident. It also serves as a powerful tool for poverty alleviation and economic equality by encouraging people to build enterprises in their own communities, which in turn generate the employment for others. So it is a job demand versus availability by sector as of 2023 data. So a significant portion of the presentation is dedicated to showcasing various government initiatives that support self-employment. This includes Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, which provides loan for small business ventures, and Stand Up India scheme aimed loans for small business ventures. The Stand Up India aimed at promoting entrepreneurship among SC/ST and women entrepreneurs. And Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, which provides financial assistance to establish micro enterprises. And National Rural Livelihood Mission focus on skill development and self-reliance in rural areas. Other programs such as Startup India initiatives and Skill India mission aim to build a strong entrepreneurs ecosystem in the country. The specific support is also extended to schemes like support to training and employment program for women. And the scheme for rehabilitation manual scavengers establishing inclusivity and empowerment. So the real life success story provides tangible proof of impact of these initiatives. Women in rural communities have successfully launched tailoring and food businesses, while the youth in urban area have started mobile repair and computer service centers. Agri-tech startups are transforming traditional farming methods, and tribal artisans are gaining national and international recognition by selling handicraft through online platforms. Differently abled individuals are achieving economic independence, and students are launching digital businesses while continuing their studies. These stories not only illustrate the diverse nature of self-employment opportunities, but also highlight how such initiatives uplift the families, improve the educational access, and strengthen the local economics. The skill development is presented as a backbone of self-employment. The training programs offered through Industrial Training Institute, vocational centers, government-supported courses equip the individuals with essential skills. These ranges from traditional craft to modern technology proficiency, ensuring that participants are aligned with market demands. The emphasis on certification adds credibility to skill learned and open up more formal and informal business opportunities. The digital literacy is especially more in today's economy, allowing entrepreneurs to access market, manage business online, and compete effectively. The focus on lifelong learning encourages adaptability and continuous improvement, which are vital for entrepreneurship success. Despite the positive outcome, the presentation acknowledges several challenges also. Many individuals are unaware of the available government schemes or lack of the knowledge to access them. Bureaucratic loan procedures and limited financial literacy make it difficult for aspiring entrepreneurship to secure funding. Digital literacy and inadequate infrastructure, especially in rural areas, further hinder progress. The other obstacles include the absence of mentorship and business experience, social stigma or discrimination, and intense market competition. The policy inconsistency can also demotivate the budding entrepreneurs, making it essential to ensure stability and clarity in government support. To overcome these challenges, it proposes several actionable solutions also. The better awareness campaign can inform the people about available schemes and guide them through the application processes. Simplifying the loan procedures and expanding digital access would make the government support more inclusive. Collaborating with NGOs and community organizations can help extend the reach of training and mentorship. And encouraging the entrepreneurship education from an early age can instill confidence and prepare the youth for self-reliant futures. And also establishing the innovation hubs and incubation centers could foster the creativity and innovation. Moreover, offering safety nets such as startup insurance and grant could reduce the fear of failures. The regular assessment and refinement of existing schemes will ensure they will remain effective and relevant. So in conclusion, the presentation emphasized that self-employment is not just an alternative to traditional employment, but a dynamic driver of economic transformation. It empowers individuals, fuel job creation, and foster inclusive growth. The combination of strong government support, access to skill, and entrepreneurship drive can reshape India's employment landscape. With the right ecosystem in place, the youth of India can lead the way towards a more self-reliant and prosperous future. As a final message, I convey, don't wait for the opportunity, create it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gomati.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Yeah. May I request Dr. Anjum Qureshi to summarize Dr. Gomati, please?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Gomati. That was really a very insightful presentation. And you again talked about self-employment. Yes, of course. The self-employment schemes that have been initiated across India, they have helped in reducing unemployment by encouraging the individuals to start their own business, by providing financial and technical support. And all these skills that have been introduced, they are having a positive impact on employment by generating new job opportunities, improving their standard of living, increasing their income levels, and promoting entrepreneurship. And yes, there have been a lot of government policies and schemes that have been there. And you pointed out a very important thing that there is a gap in awareness, because many people, they don't know like how they can utilize a particular scheme, how to go for it, how to use it, and they are very unaware. And yes, as you said, the role of NGOs and the community organizations, this is going to help a lot, because these are the bodies which will help in bridging the gap, because there is some kind of gap between the government and the normal people. So NGOs can play a very important role into it. And of course, even in colleges in India, you must be knowing that Institute Innovation Council and National Innovation and Startup Colleges, such kind of programs have been initiated in the college, where the students, right from when they are in college, they are encouraged for entrepreneurship and startup. So I think yes, for people who are encouraged for self-employment, obviously, that there can be a lot of improvement that we can see in the near. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Gomati. That was a wonderful presentation indeed. And thank you, Dr. Anjum Qureshi. Thanks for the summary. May we request Dr. Mamta to welcome the next speaker now. Dr. Mamta? Okay, so I think we've lost Dr. Mamta because of the internet. I think so. So maybe kindly allow me to present before you Miss Monica.
I'm there.
You're there. Okay, sorry. So we'll invite Miss Monica. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, this is Monica from KIT Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Today's topic I speak about is job opportunities through self-employment schemes, and I would like to share my screen.
Thank you, Thank you, Monica. Monica Periaswamy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Monica is a third-year EE student at Karnataka Institute of Technology. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
With a passion of sustainability and community engagement, she has been an IGEN volunteer for past 3 years and had opportunity to volunteer in numerous events, sharing the knowledge and enthusiasm with diverse audience. Right? So,
yes,
through some awareness speeches and outreach programs, she has aimed to inspire a positive change and promote sustainable practices across India. Welcome, Monica. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for this warm welcome. Yeah, I will start with the introduction. Yes, self-employment, the name itself says that person being employed by oneself rather than others. It involves independence, responsibilities, risks, and rewards. They can be control their work schedules, clients, and the nature of their work. Yeah, risk taking. Self-employment involves taking financial and operational. Yeah, of course, there is a risk. That is, income can be unpredictable, but the potential for growth and personal satisfaction is high. They also create new products and services or solutions. Flexibility. Self-employment can offer flexible working hours and environment. Yeah. Then benefits. Autonomy and independence. They don't depend on any other. They can be independent and take their own business decision and unlimited gaining knowledge. And one who's self-employed, their income isn't capped with the salary. And then more they grow with their business and they more can earn. They found the externals and they develop their businesses. Pursuing passion and building some things of their own can be highly rewarding, and their success feels more meaningful because this results in their own efforts, innovation, and creativity. Running their own business help to learn new skills, and from marketing to finance and to customer services. Yeah, success stories. This was the most important as well as inspirational slide I know. We all know that Paytm, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, empowering India's digital economy. Sharma is a self-employed entrepreneur who was a founder of Paytm. Sharma started Paytm as a self-driven entrepreneur. He worked independently. He took full responsibility for the idea, funding, and execution and risk assessment. He built a platform when mobile Paytm's payment methods were still new in India. In risk-taking part, he invested personal savings to start Paytm, including loans. As a self-employer, Sharma didn't rely on an employer or as a boss. He created his own work and grew. It was a huge company. His journey showed that self-employment can lead to creating large business if one continues vision and it combines hard work and risk-taking. And another successful man was Bhavish Agarwal, the founder of Ola Cabs, riding the wave of innovation. Starting from scratch, Bhavish took on multiple roles, developing the platform, engaging with drivers, and managing operations, enabling the services, and he became a most successful self-employed. Continuing his entrepreneurial journey, Bhavish launched Ola Electric in 2017 and aiming to revolutionary the electric vehicle sector in India. This reflects the Bhavish's commitments to innovation and sustainable mobility solutions. Yeah, once upon a time, nobody has imagined that when you feel hungry, the food will reach at your door. But this has been made true by Zomato. The two friends, Goel and Chahat. They recognized the need of accessible restaurant information and took the initiative to fill it. The story of Zomato teaches aspiring self-employed individuals, that is, start small and be adaptable. Addressing a specific problem can lead to broader opportunities. Evolving with market needs and financial challenges are part of the journey, and persistence is key. Yes. And then next example will be Flipkart, which is the most popular shopping app like Mizo and Amazon. The founders Sachin Bansal and Benny Benzal are alumni of IIT Delhi and former employee of Amazon. Their journey from self-employment to creating one of the leading shopping apps, e-commerce platform, as a successful entrepreneur, they started their companies in the 2-bedroom apartments in Bangalore. It became an India's popular company too. Starting from scratch, they recognize the needs and make very easy to access. It's a commitment to customer satisfaction and strategy expansion into various product categories propelled its growth. By seeing these peoples, I can say that their companies are built on friendship and powered by patience. And I would like to add the examples of successful friends and their companies. For example, Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. They met as a PhD student, and before starting Google, their friendship evolves into a productive partnership that built one of the world's most popular company. And the another company is the ice cream company, Benny and Jerry's. They are the childhood friends, co-founder Benny and Jerry's. Their friendship and shared values helped them create a social responsibility and widely successful ice cream brand. And these were some successful stories. And types of schemes, government schemes. There are various types of self-employment schemes. The government took an initiative to develop self-employment. They conduct entrepreneurship program, and for starting a new business, microfinance schemes, small loans and financial services for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And then business incubators, which is especially for startups. They support startups and including mentorship, infrastructure and resources. They also provide a guide and a mentor to them. Skill development programs. This helps that to guide our startup level companies to overcome their obstacles, and they gave a training and certificate programs to develop specific skills. And they also help for women and also took initiative to empower women through self-employment and entrepreneurship. The government took it most initiatives to encourage women entrepreneurs. Next. Yeah. Government initiatives and supports. First of all, identify the right schemes. It is very important to identify a scheme which you choose, which is fit for your ideas for your startup. Check eligibility criteria. Each scheme has different eligibility conditions based on ages, business types. That means new or existing business you are take over. Yeah, educational background also they would consider, and caste categories. As in India, they consider this too, and location. If it is in rural or urban, it's mandatory to set a company, and you have to decide where you're having startup, the workforce you used, and the place you required, the infrastructure you build. You have to consider all of this. Locations is the main important part. Then prepare required documents of your originality. Documents are the proof you applied for a loan or you want to get a support from government. Documents are very important. You have to ready all the documents before you applying for a scheme. And then prepare required documents. Okay, fine. And then apply online or offline. Some of the schemes only allow offline applications. They check all your applications. Once you apply, the next step will be the government reviews your applications and business plans. If approved, funds are released. And finally, start your business. You have to maintain all the records and the funds you used as the project, where the funds you have used as the project plan. It should be maintained regularly. You might also receive mentorship and training depending on the schemes. Most of the schemes provided loans and subsidy along with training and mentorships. These were the schemes, some of the schemes I have told you. And the procedure to apply to this was first you have to check eligibility criteria and documents, and you apply, then the government will review it, and you can further get the funds from banks, and bank will come to check what's your project plan, and they will fund according to it. And one got the reward should submit regular updates or reports as required. Regular updates is necessary as where you use all the funds and how it help to your project, and this should help to the country's development too. That's why the subsidy will be 35% based on your project and the worth of the project. Okay. Next, role and training. Learning from the grades. Once you get it, learning and mentorship from grades, you can successfully run the companies, and you can get a guidance and wisdom. Your project, you will easily access through the schemes too. Based on the schemes, you will get that. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah. Many self-made millionaires credit mentorship as a key to their success. The successful entrepreneurs have a mentor back of them. Once the surroundings and they get a correct guidance, they can lead to whatever. The schemes also will be introduced by the guider only. With experience, they can develop their project, and they can get mentor how the peoples are expecting and how your product will reach the publics. And lifelong learning, this is the main important thing. Once you launch a product, you have to follow it, and you have to regular check on it. The product is in still market, and the needs are still available, and any updates are you have to done. Continuous self-education and skill building are essential, of course. Whether through books, online courses, or networking. Now online is very day to day. You have to check the updates, and you have to update your products. Otherwise, the market reach will be less. So, and self-employer, you have to be updated. And collaboration and networking. Building strong network. You have to collaborate with the already existing companies. That's up to your product. If your product needs a collaboration, and you need a guide, you can collaborate with the already existing companies too. There is an option, and there is a scheme to collaborate with companies, and you can get products from small industries, and you can combine with, assemble it, and you can sell as a whole. And open the doors to opportunities. Yeah, you have to help us small scale industries too. Right? If you're making a big product, some spare parts are from small scale industries. So you can collaborate, and you can share the profits too. The self-employer should consider all the loopholes, and you can get guided from the already existing and successful persons. Next, as a conclusion, I would say self-employment schemes play a vital role in reducing unemployment. Definitely, unemployment problems in the country can be overcome from the self-employer. Once you being self-employment, you can independently think, you can business plan, execute your business plan, and you can work according to your working hours. They encourage entrepreneurship, foster innovation, and contribute to economic development. Once you self-employed, the economic will be rise automatically because unemployment will be reduced. Next, governments also given some subsidies. I already said that many of the schemes were there, and you can get subsidies and loans from the government. By nurturing a culture of self-reliance and enterprises, these schemes not only create jobs for individuals but also generate employment for others. Once you self-employed, you have the capability to employ the others. You can teach them and how to make a product, and you can give a job opportunities to them. This will definitely reduce an unemployment. Empowering people to become job creators, not just job seekers. Job seekers will be automatically will be reduced. This is the way forward of sustainable economic. This will definitely help for the sustainable economic growth. To conclude, self-employment offers the freedom to pursue one's passion, set flexible schedules, and take control of personal and financial growth. While it comes with challenges such as uncertainty and the need for self-discipline, the rewards of independence and creativity and potential success often outweigh the risks. For those with a determination and a clear vision, self-employment can fulfilling and empowering career path. And risk will be there. Risk will be in everywhere. Once you're self-employed, you have to risk. You have to be a risk bearer. So, this was my conclusion. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. May I request Dr. Mamta to do the summary? Or Dr. Qureshi will do it and then Dr. Mamta will take it up.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much. And it's really interesting. The interesting part is, as a student, how you are encouraging others to be self-employed, how they can generate jobs. So you started very smartly with orienting us and inspiring others that there are benefits of self-employment. And you inspired by narrating stories of Paytm, everyone is aware of, Flipkart, we all are using Zomato. So how this is sustainable, I guess, employment. So how you are talking about your education and how there can be different schemes which are supporting. So as a student, you are actually inspiring how government schemes like Ajivika, Startup, Skill India, and practically you took us to the steps also. Location to eligibility to documentation to the issues which are already being discussed in terms of financing and how the training and mentorship. That means you are actually taking us to the and inspiring others that this is what we need to do. That is MSME. The topic is all about. And you conclude very nicely that yes, it is empowering. It's empowering. So as a student, you should not always talk about package. You should not always talk about. So that way you really help to give us an agenda, to inspire the others also, the audience who all are going to watch this video and this deliberation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monica. It was nice the way you have prepared the slides and the way you have presented. I really congratulate on this successful, inspiring, at least the students will be getting inspired. With this, I guess I need to introduce the next speaker, ma'am. Dr. Srividhya, ma'am.
Dr. Qureshi, would you like to add on something here or after Ms. Vidula?
Yes, after Vidula.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, Ms. Vidula, to have her.
So, I hope, ma'am, Vidula, you're from Sriram Engineering College?
Yes.
Yeah, so Vidula is
Engineering College.
Right. So she is going to talk about the topic of industrialization as the key to growth and economy. She is a student. So she is CSC Computer Science Engineering MTech student. So I hope the mics are working.
Yeah, she's pursuing MTech, CSC integrated. Welcome to the floor. And she's interested in public speaking and oratorship. So over to you, Ms. Vidula. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the intro. I would like to share my screen.
Please, dear. Thanks for your patience. Always people feel that it's very difficult to come in the last because everything has been spoken about. But I'm sure that Ms. Vidula has got something quite interesting to share with us now.
Yes, ma'am.
The screen is visible. It's on presentation mode. The floor is all yours, Vidula. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all the esteemed dignitaries, delegates, and visionaries present here today. This is Vidula, and I had the honor of being the host during the very first week of the session. An experience that has opened my eyes to the depth of global collaboration and dialogue. Today, I stand here before you all to share my experience on a subject which is driving both national strength and international partnerships, that is industrialization, the key to global economic growth. Let's begin our journey with how industrialization stands as the engine behind the nation's economic momentum. The first is the engine of economy, where it drives the GDP growth. Industrialization actually plays a very much vital role in boosting a country's GDP as industries expand and they enhance the production, increase exports, and generate large-scale income. Thereby, they directly contribute to the national output, the nation's economic output. And the next is they build the manufacturing power. A thriving manufacturing sector reduces dependency on imports and increases the self-reliance. It promotes value addition and creates a network of industries that sustain the economic growth. Industries usually generate employment, encourage savings and investments, and reduce economic fluctuations. With a stable industrial backbone, a nation becomes more resilient to global economic shocks. And the next comes the most important one, that is job creation and human empowerment. When it comes to the generation of employment and developing skilled workforce, industrialization opens the door to a variety of jobs ranging from both technical to managerial roles. It creates space for occasional training, innovation, and continuous upskilling, making the workforce more future ready. And to promote the urban growth and social mobility, industrial hubs lead to urbanization, bringing better infrastructure, education, and healthcare as well. As individuals migrate to cities for opportunities, it increases social mobility and uplifts the communities, which is very much important. And we have the trade power, where it boosts the export capabilities. A strong industrial base allows a country to produce export-worthy goods at competitive prices. This not only brings in foreign exchange, but also improves the country's trade surplus. And enhancing with global competitiveness and trade relations, with innovation and economies of scale, industrialized nations become an attractive trade partners. It also opens up global collaboration and also it ensures the long-standing, sustainable, and diplomatic economic alliances. And these are the articles that support the industrialization, like why it is a banking sector. The next we have the fantabulous 3 goals of industrialization. The first and foremost is economic growth, where industrialization increases the overall productivity, which drives investment and leads to the consistent in GDP. It contributes to the long-term economic vision of a nation. And the next is employment generation. It actually creates millions of jobs from factory level to engineering and administrative roles. This reduces unemployment and not only reduces unemployment but also it supports the inclusive development. And the last and the most important one is technological advancement. Industries adopt modern technology like AI, robotics, and automation, driving innovation and improving efficiency across sectors. This leads to a tech-driven and competitive future. And this is my famous goal, since I'm working on projects related to AI, robotics. Here comes the statistics. This dramatic shift highlights the rise of smart manufacturing, IoT, and AI-based automation. It's a clear signal that the future of industrialization lies in intelligent, adaptive, and digitally connected systems. Nations investing in Industry 4.0 are setting the stage for future economic leadership.
Yes, Vidula, any problem?
Nothing, ma'am. This is all. And industrialization, it's not just a process. It is a promise of growth, jobs, technology, and for a better tomorrow. A strong industry builds a strong economy, and a strong economy builds a strong society. Nations that industrialize wisely prosper sustainably. So, coming to the end of the day, thank you for the incredible platform and opportunity to share my thoughts. As future leaders and thinkers, it is our responsibility to drive forward to a vision of growth that is empowered with innovation, sustainability, and which is sustained by industries and inclusive of all. Let's continue to build smarter, stronger, and all together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vidula. That was a wonderful presentation indeed from the younger generation. So may I request Dr. Anjum Qureshi ma'am to take the lead on summarizing Ms. Vidula and the previous speaker as well, Monica, and then which will be followed by Dr. Mamta as well. Because both are very passionate educationists, so I'm giving them the first place. And definitely Dr. Vasantirina Williams would like to add on there something. So let's go ahead. Thank you. Over to
Thank
Dr. Qureshi.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Vidula. That was a very remarkable presentation again. And the best part was that we are listening to youngsters, the future of the nation. And as you pointed out, really, industrialization is not just a process, but it is the backbone of a better tomorrow. And you pointed out three important goals to industrialization: that is economic growth, employment generation, and the technological advancement. Because of course, I agree to it that with the help of the technologies like the industrial IoT, and we are using AI, and we are trying to have more of smart manufacturing technologies nowadays. And yes, when we start using this technology, this is actually paving way for encouraging more innovation and research. So if there is more innovation and research, yes, this the way we are talking about industries, they will surely grow. And with the growth of industrialization, there will be growth in GDP, there will be economic expansion, and they will all contribute to the national income. That was a very, very good point that you brought up. And you also concluded with a statement that was very good at their life, that a strong economy builds strong society. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. And I would just like to add something to Monica's presentation, that it was really, again, a very good presentation, and especially because when youngsters speak about it, it really touches our heart. And I read somewhere that problems give rise to solutions. This is what she talked about, because all the starters, because even in college when we had the session, so I tried studying about the starters that came up, like Paytm, Ola, and Zomato she talked about. So these are two examples how you should not be, just get disheartened when you have a problem in your life. All these starters that came up, they realized a problem of the society, and they came up with a solution, and that solutions came a startup. They became a startup. So this is how we youngsters should have our mindset. We should not get disheartened. We should think that every problem has a solution, and we should try to go over it. And moreover, because like Vidula, Monica, your students, I would like to suggest that any project, even the college level project that you will be doing, try to select a project that will benefit the society. It is not that we just take up some components or just design a software and submit it to the college. Whether it is a very small thing, it just looked not even the size of a mobile phone, but still try to bring something that will benefit the society. And in this way, surely our nation will grow, and youngsters can, like you, can come forward and contribute to the growth of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was quite insightful. Don't be reactive, but be proactive. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Mamta, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. So, the young speakers, starting from what actually Priyanka, Monica was telling about self-employment, we have moved to industrialization. So, how very beautifully is listening from an MTech student that yes, these are the benefits of industrialization, and especially the whole idea of employment, infra development, and how she completed the cycle. Starting from your insider, the national building, infra building, to employment generation, to overseas also. That means talking about the competitiveness of the country to expand overseas, and how it may benefit the society also. Because generation of employment means people would be having purchasing power. So especially in case of India, highly populated country, how it becomes a fertile market for so many MNCs to enter into. So how the infra or the support from government, the growth, all these factors very beautifully you have explained. I really appreciate being an MTech student. You're talking more about practicality and how the economy, the GDP, to employment, to infra, to social status of the people can be interrelated. That is the whole agenda of this SDG platform, G20 International India. How we may talk about the action plan, how we appreciate what support we are getting, and how on an international platform we are capable because of student like you. How you're coming, you are not having any agenda or internals or any some incentive to be here. It's voluntary basis. So I really appreciate you people participating over here, and thanks to Dr. Srividhya giving that platform, selecting the speaker and letting them sit for their turn even 10 o'clock as per Indian standard time, that they are passionate and they are sparing time beyond their studies, how they want to volunteer, how they want to be part of nation building. And it's not nation building because we are from different countries also. So how this sharing, that is the 17, what collaboration, sharing of the best practices, what is happening in Oman. So we were having seasoned professors, those who are there for 30 plus years. We are having here book authors also, and thankfully we are closing with this, yes, sustainable, futuristic. These people are talking about industrialization. These people are talking about self-employment and practically telling what are the things that you must take care of. So this is future plan of action that I appreciate both of you, given all of the speakers, all have contributed in their respective sense. It's really interesting, and it's spending Sunday evening fruitfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mamta. Thank you so much. Yes, Vasanthi Reena Williams, please. It's a jam session, 1 minute. Ma'am, you're muted.
Yeah, I just want to add on to what Dr. Mamta Chawla said. That's exactly what I wanted to say as well. Firstly, thank you. Everybody needs to thank Dr. Srividhya for creating this platform, and I really appreciate her inviting these young, speakers who are volunteering themselves to, as Dr. Mamta said, it's usually students do it only when they get some internals marks or something like that. But then here they're coming voluntarily. I understand Monica is a volunteer for IJN from the past 3 years. Maybe that motivated her, because I have been with IJN not for very long, but the way you feel you talk to them, or you be a part of them, and then you get motivated and you feel, yeah, I should do my part. And it is these youngsters who are motivating us, I should say, because usually we as academicians, we keep asking students to do this or do that. I teach design thinking for my students, and I try to tell them how they need to empathize and come up with ideas. Idea generation can happen through empathizing, and here it is the other way around. When I listen to these students, I've been fortunate to be part of the series that Dr. Srividhya is organizing week on week, and I find this so much educative. I feel motivated when I see these youngsters coming and speaking, the way they put their efforts in doing this. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and also for the platform. I'm a very early sleeper. I sleep by 8:30, 8:45, but then now these Sundays are becoming very something that I look forward to because I feel that there's so much that I can take home back to my students or to my friends, or my research, or whatever I do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Vasantrina Williams. Thank you so much. And we have two other people who are still here with us. Mr. Santosh Nagulan from Sairam. Dr. Santosh, would you like to add on something there?
Yes, ma'am. Very good. Again, a very good evening. And thanks for the opportunity, madam. And for the past 3.5 hours, it's very interesting and very informative. And many different topics and very different opinions were presented here. And definitely, this is very important for our, not only for, as you said, it's not only for India. It's beneficial for the whole universe and the globe, the others of the earth. And yes. Now, again, I want to put forth some point like when we're talking about globalization, it is now very important that is sustainable technologies should, it is very mandatory because we are facing the consequences of the previous just interest, because my topic is industrialization. So now we are facing the consequences of just industrialization because we're not concerned about the industry or emitting things which impact the environment, but now it's not the case, it's not for granted. So definitely there should be a sustainable development, sustainable technology, and we have to reskill or upskill our things, and definitely these kind of programs, definitely it's beneficial, and again, in the future, many more programs has to become, and this is my opinion. Thank you very much.
Well noted. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dr. Gomati? Dr. Gomati or Professor Charles? With your contributions for the jam session, please.
I appreciate all the speakers. I appreciate all the speakers. Today is a special day for me. Easter Day, I'm celebrating it, at the same time listening in a very enormous way. I need to bless God for all the speakers, most especially the two speakers that spoke about industrialization. That's my key topic, which I feel that is sustainable. Just like Dr. Toshi also, Satoshi also was saying, industrialization is all about, it's very important because it embraces sustainable practices so as to bring about prosperous and sustainable future. Looking at that, It drives all the productivity, drive technology advancement, new job opportunity, and diversification of the economy. Sustainable practices is all about taking action that meet the current needs without compromising the ability of the future. So I need to appreciate my sister also, who was able to stress about the dollar. Students talked about the engine of an economy. She was able to talk about the job creation and empowerment, talk about the industrial.
Allow me to interrupt over there. Vidula's precious moment is this because she is being acknowledged by you and directly. Vidula, great moment for you there, really. This is the greatest moment for you. You have been appreciated by you and directly. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting us today. I need to appreciate everybody. As we all know, that the sustainability point from the sustainable practices is all about when we talk about the issue of current needs without compromising any issue. Sustainable practices focus on 3 pillars: the economic, environment, the social, and also the economic well-being, so as to promote resources efficiency, to promote waste reduction, and also to promote the use of renewable energy. And we know the level of sustainability development. We all know the practices. It has individual level, it has business level, it has community level. When we talk about the individual level, we are looking at the reduce and reuse and also recycle in order to minimize waste and conserve water energy. We look at we should be mindful of the water, the usage of the whatever we are using, consumption-wise energy, and also the support we give in sustainable in the area of a business, nearby products, in the area of consumable, whatever thing we consume, we should consume it in a very sustainable way. Talks about the green transportation, of which instead of driving or entering whatever, we should try as much as going with a pool car and doing the necessary things so as to minimize the use of whatever thing we are doing that will cause commotion, reducing our consumption of meat, minimizing waste food, all those areas. These are the things we look at when we are talking about the industrialization in a sustainable way. So I need to appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How much time do I have to conclude, Dr. Mamta? My timer starts now. Right. It was indeed a mind-blowing session with the entrepreneurship and micro-industry, small, medium, and enterprises play a vital role in driving economic growth, innovation, and job creation. So our key takeaways include job creation, basically for MSMEs, create employment opportunities contributing to the economic growth and development, with innovation in entrepreneurship and MSME that will drive in introducing new products, services, and processes. And also it will lead a pathway to economic diversification, reducing dependence on single industries. So it will become multiple sector with multiple laterals and verticals, with the flexibility that MSMEs are agile and can quickly respond to the changes in the market or trends which are coming up. So thereby resolving the challenges which are being faced with access to finance, regulatory frameworks, competition, and skills and training. These are the threads that were discussed on floor, such that we'll have strategies to implement to support the MSMEs and the entrepreneurship with access to finance, providing access to finance such as loans, grants, and venture capital. Business development with offering business development services such as training, mentoring, and consulting. Regulatory reforms, implementing regulatory reforms to simplify the compliance and the reducing bureaucratic barriers, and also networking partnership, encouraging networking partnership through and through with other stakeholders, national and international level. And thereby we will be able to contribute to SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, SDG 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, with the benefits of job creation, innovation, and sustainable development, challenging the opportunities and the challenges with the regulatory framework, sustainability and strategies, such that we will be able to support MSMEs and entrepreneurship with all the government and organizations that can promote sustainable development to achieve their SDGs. Thereby, we conclude saying that small businesses are the backbone of our economy and the success is our success. Every big business starts small. Every single step is a big leap to fly high. And the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the dreams. However big or small, make it a good business, make it a clean business, make it a business that you're proud of. And entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend your life to the rest of your life like most people can't. Make a big impact on sustainability with small businesses. Support a better world by supporting sustainable MSMEs. MSMEs prioritize sustainability as a key business objective and go green with eco-friendly MSMEs and support the sustainable economy. Earn more money by promoting sustainability with the MSMEs business plan. We conclude with our key takeaways for today. Anything more to add on, Dr. Mamta?
Perfect, ma'am.
Thereby, so next week we are here for next Sunday with global financial architecture and international growth. So there we are. Before we conclude, a big thanks to all our community partners. Allow me to thank them from the bottom of my heart. GSFN, Global Sustainable Futures, IIO International Internship University, University of Creativity and Research Center, Institution of Green Engineers, Global Good Vision Seva Trust, Amity University Group, Amity University Dubai, Sairam Group, with Eshwari College of Engineering, Sairam Institute of Engineering, and Sairam Group of Institutions, Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, Eshwar College of Engineering, St. Xavier's College of Engineering, Eshwari College of Engineering, JNN Institute of Engineering, and their group, GRACIAS Legacy Foundation, Global Sustainable Futures and for Peace Foundation, Greenbrigade Group, and also Universal Human Values. Thanks to all our community partners and all our eminent speakers who have joined us on the stage today. So thereby, we conclude today's session fruitfully for all your beautiful contributions and the deliberations as our takeaway. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks to one and all. Thank you all for Muhathra, sir. Thanks for staying with us so long. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And my compliments for an excellent moderation. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks to the team. Thanks to the big team. They are the pillars of support for me. Dr. Mamta, Dr. Ranjam Qureshi, Dr. Vasankarina Williams, ma'am, and Professor Charles, everyone for that.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So until we see you next Sunday, it's Srividhya signing off. And we hope to meet you all.
Thank you. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
There you go. Last moment we are.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.